Morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the stream. Welcome, Daniel. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Happy Sunday.
Yes, happy Sunday. We're back to the VZBot build. Super exciting.
Yep.
So, how's everyone doing today? We got lots of people in chat. I just want to say hi to everybody. So, instead of going through the list, like I think Daniel and I both like to do that.
I love it. I love it.
It gets a bit much when we have a guest and stuff. So yeah, this is good. We're back to the build. Last week we worked on the Z assembly. Yep. And this week we plan on working on the rest of the gantry. We're gonna belt it up, put the X carriage on, that kind of stuff. So
Wednesday we might be on electronics. It looks like based off of at least mounting. I don't know like how crazy we'll get with all the wiring, but I think we might start mounting things on Wednesday's stream.
Yeah, we've got some prep work to do. How do we sound, everybody? Let's just do a sound check. Let's do a little bit of a regular shout outs and stuff. So if we sound good, I'll be looking for feedback in the chat. We want to give a huge thanks to Print 3D Shop and Mellow for providing the kits for this build. Links are in the description for those stores and the AliExpress store. The regular shout out to Polymaker. There will be a filament giveaway today. As always for my streams, it's at the 3-hour mark. You must be here. Link is in the description and the pin posts. Sounds like we're sounding good.
I don't sound good. It's possible that I'm on the wrong mic. Let's find out. If I go here, and I go to microphone, and I go to
Modbot's on the wrong mic.
Okay. Yeah. Let me know if I sound better now. Do I sound prettier?
You sound different to me. So
okay, let's hear it.
There is a difference. I'm sure it's better.
Someone said I sounded underwater, and I'm like, I've got allergies, but I'm not, like scuba diving or nothing. So let me know if it sounds better. It's like the way
3,000% better. That's what I'm hearing. 3,000% better.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's a lot better.
Okay. Cool. That is. I mean, geez. Yeah, that is incredible. Well, that sounds like the radio calling. Oh.
Jay, thank you for the gifted memberships.
Yeah, there's a lot of audio. I was telling Steve, like video stuff's easy for us to tell whether it's screwing up or not. Audio, other than seeing some wavelengths, like it's hard to know how good or bad we sound. So you're quieter to me. Okay, maybe.
Do I need to go a little bit up on the?
Maybe a couple decibels. A couple decibels. See how it goes.
Okay, let's try that. That's a little change.
Okay. All right.
So.
I do get loud. Like right now, we're just getting going. Just wait. You'll have me yelling at you before you know it, and then you'll be like, turn them down. Yeah.
So I increased a little bit. DJ, let me know. The other shout I wanted to give is our own Shammy here. He runs a newer store called XR Bunker, and he's done a maker highlight on me. So he's doing a little promotion for his store. The details are in the description, but it's basically there's a code for 10% off his store, and he will be doing an additional 5% of that to Maui relief efforts, and that's also including any I don't know how his store works for tips or whatever, but any tips that come in using that code will go to Maui relief efforts as well. So Shammy absolutely is good people. I met him at Rocky Mountain Rip Rap Festival, and we've communicated quite a bit over the last bit. So if you're interested, a lot of daylight on a stick, the LEDs, the little fan splitters or JST splitters are available on his store. So, yeah. So, Tohos, thanks for being a member. 15 months. Holy moly.
That's crazy.
Did I miss anything else?
I don't think I saw anything else. I think you hit 15 months on last Wednesday's stream, and it's just wild to me that I know it feels like I've been streaming for a long time. Yeah. We started roughly the same, like within some months of each other, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so. I started in September 2021.
Okay, yeah, I was anywhere between August and October, so like it could have been September. I know I started talking about it in August, but I don't know when we actually first went live, so.
Awesome.
Good evening. Music sounds weird.
Music sounds weird. What? Desktop audio? What's weird? What's weird?
I don't know.
Does it sound different than normal? XR Bunker, thanks for the gifted memberships. The gifted memberships, wow.
It's a lot of members. It's kind of stuttering, huh?
It's kind of stuttering.
Mic is still messed up. Weird, because now, like, on Sundays, Steve was going through.
Oh, is your music coming through?
Oh,
Tuxedo says it's Daniel's music.
Let me try lowering it a lot. It's weird to me if that's the case. Okay, I lowered it like 20. If I have to, I'll turn it off.
Okay, well let's go.
If it's picking up mine, then it would definitely be sounding weird. So
yeah.
If it comes back, let me know. I didn't hear any music. Okay. Dan, stop it for a bit to determine if it's yours. Okay. All right, DJ. All right. No audio for me.
That's okay. You get to listen to the soothing sound of my voice.
Yeah, and your all the white noise behind you.
Well, yeah. Yeah, so Daniel doesn't have the advantage of the OBS filters, so he's hearing just what's coming through my Rode mic, actually.
Yeah, it's very, very, like, white noisy. If I was trying to sleep, it's perfect. But video's good, still no music, though. My hearing is affected by the printer fans in the background.
Huh. I didn't change my music selection at all.
Okay, nope, still stuttering music. So I'm turning my music back on because it's not my music.
Weird. Still stuttering music, still chugging sound at low level. I don't know. PF Dennis, thanks for the gifted memberships.
What if you, just for fun, pause yours and we can confirm that it is actually your music and not something else?
Yeah, I can pause the music. So no music right now. Sounds that your music is going through noise gate. It sure shouldn't be.
Now the music's gone. Okay, which makes sense since you stopped it.
Yeah, now the music's gone. There's no filters being applied by OBS.
Weird.
Yeah, let me restart the music app. Just in case. And then we're gonna have to move on at some point.
Daniel, my mod bus was stolen. Wait, what? Your
mod bus?
What do you mean? Your actual bus? I can't remember. Eclipse, because I think Eclipse was building an actual old VW bus, like restoring it. I wonder if that's what you're referring to. That's awful. That's.
And Eclipse, you're local here, right? Am I remembering your screen name right?
Yeah, it's a '73 Volkswagen. Oh no! Out of your garage?
Okay, so I turned the music back on, and let's see if it's any different. So I refresh the page it's playing from. It's happening again.
Hey, PB.
What?
Wait, I don't know. Oh, music is stuttering again. Weird.
Still stuttering. That I don't know. Should I just go without music today?
I would say no music is better than
stuttering music. Okay.
Yeah. We're pretty entertaining.
This is the first time I've ever had.
You know, I could start humming. Let me know.
I've never had issues with music on this compuder.
We'll have to listen to it after the stream, you know, and see if we can sort of figure out what may be causing it. Because I don't. Since I'm not hearing your music, I have no idea.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe reconnect your AirPods. It's not coming through the AirPods. The music has zero to do with. Okay, hold on. Let me just make sure. Yeah, the music has zero to do with the AirPods. All I hear in the AirPod is Daniel talking.
Just me. Just me.
So, okay, so we have you and I. There's not gonna be a break in noise in here anyway. So.
No. Except for when I'm concentrating. That's the only when I'm under my serious concentration. But your voice sounds like it was cut way below. What? Everyone said the audio sounded great on my voice.
We haven't changed anything since last Sunday. We tweaked some stuff on your stream,
Yeah, that's it. Nothing was touched on your stream though.
Yeah, everything should be the same. Hey, Zombie, thank you.
You're still too quiet, they're saying. For me, your voice is filtered through Skype audio codec, so it sounds like telephone codec. That doesn't make sense.
It's different. Let me raise your I just raised you another couple of points.
All right, Shami says I sound great. Thank you, Shami. So I don't know. I think it's one of those things where like you're not going to be able to. Yeah, I just have to roll at some point. You're missing low and high end. Interesting.
Hey, Linus, thanks for being a member.
Oh, white balance. My audio is better now. Daniel's audio levels are fine. It's just the contrast between Steve's acoustic and Daniel's. Okay. Daniel's quieter than Steve last week too. That's better. Sounds good. All good. Fine here. Y'all sound fine. Yes.
Let's go with it.
Sounds like okay.
Let's go with it. Okay. So today we are going to start with a couple of very minor things left on the Z assembly.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We've got, okay. So we did the Z plate, the Z bearings. The last couple of things, we put the Z stepper in. So now we can move the bed. So the last couple of things are going to be, we talked about wanting washers on the bolts for adjusting the Z tension. So we have washers. We're going to replace these screws with 2 millimeter longer ones. These are M4x10s. We're going to go M4x12s with a washer. We checked, they should still clear, so the adjustment shouldn't get run into the extrusion. And then we're going to install a couple of mounts at the back of the printer for the Z chain and the Z end stop switch.
Yep. The only thing going on with mine is the OHM couplers or whatever they're called. The one that was, if you were here if you were here on Wednesday, one of the couplers on mine, I don't think I did it. I think it was in shipping, but there was a bit of a dent on one of them, and so I filed it down. But when I moved the belt for the bed assembly, there's some definite chatter coming from the one that I had to file down. So I'm not sure if it's going to affect really much of anything. When I put a little bit of weight on it, it sort of dampens it. But I did order 2 replacements just in case it does end up being an issue. By the time we're done, I'll swap out the one that came damaged, or the one that was kind of jacked up.
Cool. Someone made a great suggestion in chat. You need to get over here and look at the camera.
What?
Move over to your right. To where we're half a face each. Move to the right.
I am.
On the view.
Centered.
No, move to where you're half a face and I'm half a face.
What do you mean?
Like that.
Okay. I didn't get it. I was like, what do you mean? I'm taking up half of it. Gotcha. I need to get closer, I think. There you go. Like, let's get the scale. Wait, hold on. Wait, no, wrong way. There we go. No, wrong way. Damn it.
There we go.
Mildly terrifying, but I love it. I didn't get it. I was like, I'm perfectly centered in my box, Steve. What are you saying? Okay, now I get it. We're two-faced. Perfect.
Okay.
So weird.
Someone suggested it. I had to roll with it.
Yeah, no, it's great. I'm swapping out the bolts for that motor mount.
Yep. I am too now.
I was like, what are you saying, Steve? Like, my mind was melting for a second. I'm like, I don't really understand. I don't really understand what's happening. Okay, it looks like your measurements were correct. It looks like there's enough depth for the plates there with the M12 or M412.
You sound surprised.
No, I didn't doubt your measurements.
I'm changing one of these at a time, then I don't have to change the belt tension I put on there, even though it probably needs adjusted anyway.
Yeah, I think mine's definitely too loose.
So Charlie's chilling behind the printer. Charlie is, like I've said before, he's on this steady downhill. It's just the the nature of what's wrong with him, right? He's got a mass that's growing in his bladder, and at some point it's going to, oops, and he's hitting keys. At some point it's going to get really in the way. The update on Charlie is he is peeing blood as of today, so he still wants to be around us. He still wants to eat. It's just something has moved around in there and caused some discomfort, distress in his bladder. So, okay.
All right.
So those two were replaced.
Yep.
So the way the tensioning works, it's just a slotted slots on this bracket. You loosen these two screws and just pull on it to put tension on the belt.
I imagine it doesn't have to be too like exact on this, right? Like, I mean, as long as there's enough tension that it's not slipping and it's biting onto the teeth well, I don't think that,
Yep.
yeah, compared to like the AB, it's going to be much more important for the actual gantry that it's specifically within a range.
Yeah. Yep, he's eating. I mean, he's actually eating right now. I've got food in here for him. So, I have not tried the photogrammetry yet, DJ. It's just tough to get him to sit still long enough and actually remember to do it.
Oh, the scan. You have an iPhone though, right?
Yeah.
You should try at least to use oh God, what's the app that I use? It uses LiDAR. It's really quick.
Yeah.
It's probably not as detailed as oh, somebody will know. It's what oh gosh, LiDAR. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when I think of it, Steve. But yeah, there's an app where it's really quick, and I mean, you can use it to do anything from like you can scan your house, and it'll quickly create a 3D render of your house. You can place things, but it also should be able to do Charlie. I don't think it'll stitch. It won't be quite as detailed as stitching together a bunch of images, but still like it's still cool to have. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's LiDAR is the tech, but I'll just remind me later, or I'll think of it. I'll tell you. Okay.
And I'll remind you.
Okay.
What else?
Polycam.
Polycam. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, just for anybody who's not aware, Charlie has at least stage 2, maybe by now stage 3 kidney disease anyway, and he's 16 years old. And he has what is most likely a cancerous mass in his bladder. So, oh, that's right. Steven here has a 3D scanner. Maybe I can try that. Let me know. Okay, where were we next? Huh?
No, nothing. Shane wrote polecat and then corrected it to polycam. And I'm not sure if it was like if it was a joke because we're talking about a cat, or if it was just like really bad autocorrect on the phone. You know.
Hey Tracy. Hey, good luck with that storm there, Tracy. Hopefully it doesn't get too bad. How is it looking right now? I know today is super humid here. It's overcast and humid here in Sacramento.
Funny because I just talked to you about it last night, and you're like, no, the weather's fine. It's like 90 degrees, just hot. And then today you're like, it's humid. And I'm like, I told you a storm was coming, Steve.
Okay. Okay, so the next thing we wanted to do with the...
couple of little aluminum pieces, right? For
there's a bracket that goes on one of these upper rod mounts for the Z end stop mount, and then a bracket that goes for the Z chain on the right side over here.
Let me look at the CAD really quick.
We've got a box of machined parts here, and the end stop mount is in one of these along with a bunch of micro switches.
Oops.
You got the CAD up? I can give you. Here you go. If you want to bring this, can you share your screen? And
oh, I can. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to hide. I'm kind of failing over here. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I'm trying to switch back. Well, the bolt we need to put in is right here, but I'm trying to get rid of the. Okay, there we go. That worked.
That bolt there.
So it's an M. Oh, it's this guy. It's So this is saying an M3 by 8 or 10. So it says 10/8.
Okay. Is that just whatever will fit? Is it a socket head or a button head?
It's a socket. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna do an M3. I don't have an M3 8. Let's try an M3
Here,
10.
I'm gonna switch back.
Yeah, sounds good.
And so here is where we're talking. So this is one of those mounts. And then you might want to go back to your main camera.
Yep.
There we
PB
go.
says that he updated the 235 aluminum docks.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So, and you said, Steve, that on the 235, I can just check, I guess, but it goes on the back left. Yeah, so it goes on the back left of the linear rod arms.
Yeah, it goes right here. Goes right there. Oops. There we go. It goes right in there. There's a M3 by what?
M3. I did M3 by 10. I didn't have any M3 8 sockets.
There. Oh, there is. I have one M3 by 8.
Well, we've done the same things, so
I have one M3 by 8 socket head.
All right. Well, let me see if this will go. Let's see if there's enough depth in here for me to use this. Yeah, this is working. So either or is probably fine. I mean, you know.
I'm gonna use it. I'm probably gonna need a an actual Allen key because
Tighten this thing down.
The stepper motor's in the way of getting my ball end driver even in there.
Yeah, as far as aligning it, do we align it so that way the groove on it matches that of the
Yeah, I'm gonna shaky cam here for a second.
Okay.
I think it's just along this curve. You see that?
Cool. That's what I did. Perfect.
Yeah.
Oh.
You can do right mouse button on the parts and hide them. Yes, I know. That interface is funky though. It's if you're used to using Fusion 360, it really should be a whole lot more like Fusion 360. That is not a criticism of VZBot. That's Autodesk weirdness. Can ABS parts be used to support 110C bed, or should I put some nuts in between as a heat break? I wouldn't use just ABS parts alone there. I'm not sure that nuts are the solution or not, but.
Can ABS parts be used to support 110C bed?
Hey, Dutch dude.
Huh. Okay, I've got that piece in. While you're doing that, I'm gonna check to see what the screw size is for the other CNC part.
Okay. So then there's another CNC part here. Very nicely. I mean, Mellow, kudos to Mellow on all these CNC parts. They are gorgeous. The anodizing is consistent. The machining just looks great.
This is a M310 socket.
M310 socket?
Yeah.
Okay.
Two of them.
And that goes...
It goes like downwards. I don't know how to really describe it. I can show it if you want.
Here you go.
Yeah, there you go. So it's just like that. It goes sort of down.
Oh, it goes out.
Yeah, exactly. Down and out.
Goes out. Okay. M310?
Yes. Yep, M310.
Socket head.
The good news is if I do run out of the M3 hardware, I should have a pretty healthy supply from other builds. Like M3 is the one screw size that I usually have a bunch of.
Yeah. How is bed leveling done on this thing? Manual, but in general, the way it's set up, once you get things trimmed, it should stay there.
Yeah.
By default, the kit does not include any probe solution, not with the Mellow Kit, but there are a couple of options, BL Touch or a clicky style or beacon.
Yeah. But I mean, again, since the since the Z screws are in sync with each other, in theory, if you get it set up correctly, you really shouldn't have to be doing much adjusting. And I think you said, Stephen, I saw the bag, but you have the option for the bed to use like stiff springs or some kind of a spacer instead.
Some spacers in the box.
I would imagine the spacers are probably better if you're running a probe, right? And the springs are probably a better solution if you're not. So that way, if you do need to make some slight adjusting, you can.
Yeah, probably. Good call.
So, okay, you got your.
Okay, so that's on.
You got it on? Cool. Perfect.
So at this point, we're basically as far as we want to go with the Z assembly. We're not going to put the bed on yet. We're going to save that for another stream once we're on to doing electronics. So, yeah. So we can get on to gantry stuff.
Someone's asking if you have any news about the Mellow Tap. I don't know if you saw it.
Mellow Tab? Is that Tab or Tap?
Tap. I think it's supposed to be Tap. I'm almost positive since they just announced it. I wasn't aware
that Mellow was doing a Tap.
No.
So that's probably the answer.
Yeah, it's a CNC. It's a CNC tap. They reached out to me about it, which is kind of ironic. But I haven't gotten it in. I'm at some point doing we're gonna be testing out like 4 or 5 different taps, like the printed one versus a few different CNC to see weight differences, what the overall like assembly's like, and then also what the input shaping results look like between the different taps. So
nice.
Nice. But I haven't used any taps yet. So you have a lot more experience with just tap in general.
I just use the printed versions and the Chaotic Labs one.
Oh, that's right. Did you install the like Rev 2 or whatever once they corrected the tolerances with the block?
I have one.
Okay, but you haven't swapped it out yet.
Well, yeah, that's as far as I'll go with that one. Now, let me say, that has nothing to do with the Rev 2, whether it works or not. It's a higher tolerance rail. Everyone says it works well. I shifted directions, not because of anything to do with the product. It'll become more evident later.
Okay. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. As far as I know, I mean, I'm pretty far north. I'm like, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours north of San Diego. So if any effect of the storm gets up here, it's going to be a little wet, but it's probably not going to impact me much. I'd like some rain. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I was just saying the same thing. Be nice. How loud is? Have you heard how loud the CPAP fan is, Steve? I have no idea.
Well,
like, given the size of it, I imagine it's probably not quiet. Like,
I would say it's loud enough that Simon built a little muffler, designed that muffler for it. So yeah. I think I'll end up wanting to print that. You think I'll see some high winds, Shammy? So anyway, let's get on to
gantry, right?
Gantry. The gantry. So we have a lot of documentation that we can sort through to get this done. Our forecast is less than a ½ inch of rain. Yeah, that's not much. PB says that CPAP is 100% is loud AF.
Perfect. Yeah, I don't plan on. I mean, I was just talking about this, but like generally speaking, when you want to print fast, like fast and quiet usually don't go hand in hand. Like so typically, if you want slow and steady wins the race, you can probably print quiet. But if you're pushing speeds, like just shit's loud, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, high winds clear up into Idaho and Montana.
Yeah, it's windy here this morning, dude. We got rain and all sorts of stuff. It's wild.
Okay, I'm on the VZBot docs, and if we go into the gantry starts going into, because it doesn't assume, like the Mellow Kit came with the gantry mostly assembled, even though we had to take half of it apart.
At least.
So, but there are some useful bits in here, like this front printed piece, the assembly of this here for the integrated hinges. We'll need to pay attention to this and what fasteners and pins we need for that.
Is it safe to assume that on the left and right side, for those front hinges, that it's basically just T-nuts or hammerheads?
Yes.
Okay. So if I go hide selected, and I pivot this, weird. It doesn't show hammerheads in the CAD. Like there's
it doesn't show anything in the CAD, right?
Yeah, they're just floating the screws.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay,
this is kind of going through assembly of parts that were already done. So where do we want to start with this? Do we want to start with, I'm guessing that we want to start with carriage and belts.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see well, we can't do belts until we have this in place, right? Like the tensioning.
Well, the belt needs to be routed, and we probably want this to be able to move completely.
Sure. Okay.
As we're routing it.
We can do this. This can be a last thing then. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And plus, that gets those clear panels in front, keeps them out of our way for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we need to remember to put those front braces in, because those probably should go in before we put those panels on too.
Yeah, easier to access the side. Sounds good.
Yeah, print head is the section you need, and then belt routing, which you need the print head for. So let's put the print head together.
Okay, sweet. I'm going to, for now, start with putting the printer off to the side, just so I've got a clear workspace. And then I got my Loctite. Don't forget Loctite for this stuff.
Oh, did you manage to get rid of the resistance in the Y gantry?
So it depends. If I'm pushing from the center, right, like just hand on center, then I can still feel a little bit. If I'm pushing with equal tension on like left and right side of the carbon rod, then it's really smooth. So I have a feeling it's fine, and that once there's even distribution of tension from the
belts hold everything in place.
From the belts, yeah, I think it's gonna be fine. I spent quite a bit of time taking things apart, putting them back together, and the difference is minimal at best. So I think it's fine. And then again, it's just a matter of it needs equal tension. It's probably, since what I think's happening is that there's a slight twist in it when I'm pushing it from the center, and that's what's causing it to sort of bind up when it gets towards the ends. That's my theory. No.
Okay, we have the print head. So it looks like the print head instructions have been updated. I think PB was talking about that.
Yep.
So if you look here, we've got kind of what we'll be working on. We've got a bunch of STLs we'll be using and some of the assembly. So I guess we start with this piece right here, huh?
Long one, yeah. So
I'm gonna just shift this to the back, and I'm gonna go to an overhead view and start pulling machine parts out. Let's get a good look at these machine parts, because once again, even these small, more intricate machine parts are just gorgeous.
They're really nice. Yeah, really, really nice.
Look at that. I mean, there's no weird artifacts. It's all consistent. They did a really good job finishing and anodizing these. So it looks like we start with one of these pieces.
It looks like the direction you want it to go is that the little piece that protrudes outward needs to go up against the backside of the other aluminum piece.
So we got this piece here, and then that has that little ledge there you're talking about?
Yeah, that goes towards it based off what I'm seeing. Yep.
Goes right here, and then what are those fasteners there?
They look like the white head ones or whatever.
Wafer head?
Yeah, wafer head. That's what they are. Not. I saw WH and it's like, it's a wide head.
I put W there because I've heard them referred to as wafer head.
Gotcha. Okay.
They are just a really they're a low profile button head, basically.
So I'm doing Loctite on this.
Yeah, we should be doing Loctite on this, which means I need to go grab my Loctite because I forgot.
Okay.
They're ultra flat heads is what PB is calling them. I've heard different names for them. Is there an ISO or a DIN standard for these? How are they referred to in the DIN standard? So I'm gonna let you entertain folks for a second. And why?
I can do that.
Why are we weird? Hold on a second. My own personal view here is not live, and I don't know why. There we go. Okay, you entertain folks. I'll be right back.
I can do it. All right. You guys will be proud of me. Usually when I use Loctite, which isn't very often, I have some sort of random thing, but I actually found a cap to keep it all contained. So hopefully we won't have any messes. And I'm just going to take these little screws. No dancing. No, it's I haven't had coffee today. There's no dancing for me. Let's see. I'm not sure what size. Too small.
Okay, so I am going to use my blue Loctite stick. That's what this is.
2 millimeter.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm using blue. I know someone said that it can be bad for small fasteners. I'm gonna risk it. And I just use a tiny bit.
Yeah, I was a little aggressive. Mine.
So here, and here, and here. One. Uh-oh, that hit the ground.
Shit.
That hit the ground.
What did you draw? About a screw?
Yeah. It hit the ground. I heard it. I didn't hear it go anywhere else, though. I may have to do some serious searching after stream for that.
Okay.
I
dropped the entire bolt into the Loctite, Steve.
What's that?
I dropped the entire bolt into the Loctite. So
That's better than losing a screw when there's zero. I don't. Oh, there it is. I found it. Woohoo. I don't think there are any extras.
Also, this is a very tight. When you try to get the second screw head in, you'll see that they rub against each other.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can still. It still works, but you just have to put quite a bit of tightening force down when you go to install the second one. All right, let's clean this up a little bit.
Not enough space between them for the heads.
Yeah, they give each other a pretty good kiss when you get down
I
there.
see that.
Yeah.
It does work, just barely.
Yeah. Like there is no room for error when it comes to the the holes.
Let's do this. Yeah, let's see. Come on. Come on. Yeah, they're really close. They are head banging.
They were doing the two-face like we were doing.
You know what? I'm gonna move this out of the way. The two-face.
I'm gonna need a screenshot of that later.
And then
post it somewhere.
There's a printed part in here.
Yeah, I'm definitely not using Loctite on that.
Yeah, you're not necessary. Go. And it looks like it kind of sweeps up. And that is 2 flat heads or button
I think
heads?
it's the same parts, I believe.
Okay. More of the what did
Wafer?
PB call them? Not
Ultra.
wafer. He called them ultra flat.
Ultra flat, yeah.
Something.
I'm not seeing. Here it is. Already on my disc. Oh, perfect. Somebody already screen capped it. Yeah, I should have assumed. That. Is this piece? It's not quite. It's not mirrored, so it looks like the flat part goes downwards.
Yeah, okay. Sweeping up. See that?
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. So it goes this way.
Did it freeze or is it my side? Don't know.
Everything looks good from my perspective, but
yeah, same here. With these ultra flat or wafer head screws, I would not even try to use a ball end wrench.
Okay.
Because they're not very deep.
I did to at least get them in, but then I grabbed the Allen key to do the actual tightening part of it. Yeah,
good
exactly.
call.
But yeah, there's not a lot of depth to work with here.
No, I just shoved my hand into the Loctite. Let me find my find my paper towels.
It's gonna be a messy stream.
Well, you would have thought that greasing the rail stream would have been the most messy.
Yeah. Well, for me, it kind of was. You did a great job with it, but for me, it was a little. I'm still finding grease on the damn printer. So.
It says PB says you assemble the back and the top and the front arms, then put it on the MGN and screw on the bottom plate.
Wait, you assembled the back?
Yeah, we assemble 3 sides of it before putting it on the carriage on the X-rail.
Okay. Okay, so I've got this back piece on now. Wipe off a little bit of this Loctite.
Okay, so we got that, and then we have...
I told you, Steve, right? The reason why I've got like such gripe with Loctite is that when I was building the V0, so like I had heard, you got to use Loctite on everything, so I did. But I didn't know, no one had told me that it would have a chemical reaction with the ABS parts and only use it on metal and metal contact. So I kept assembling my mini afterburner and kept cracking. The X carriage would crack either within 12 hours or like a day or two, always cracking. And so I had to disassemble it probably 3 or 4 times. And I never even discovered that the cause was. I just ended up going with carbon fiber nylon, which didn't crack. But because carbon fiber nylon has a different chemical resistance. Yeah, exactly. So once I found that out, I was kind of pissed, and I just was like, all right, like Loctite's dumb. So I haven't really used it much, but it was just a user error. I didn't know. I didn't know. How would I know? It wasn't flashed anywhere like ABS warning. So I had no idea.
Here, if we're looking at the instructions now, we've got important. The spacer needs to be installed like shown in the picture. Be careful, otherwise the belt routing will not work. So the spacer needs to be shown like in the picture. What spacer in what picture? It says a big red warning here. The spacer needs to be installed like shown in the picture, but there's no spacer shown in the picture.
No. It's the aluminum pieces, Steve. I'm almost positive. See how they have different holes, like on the left and right, the aluminum spacers, like those guys.
Oh, these?
Yeah, because they're not mirrored. That's got to be what they're talking about.
Those are spacers. I'm not thinking those are the. Okay, I get it.
Yep.
I get it. Okay, so that's these guys, and these are important because the holes for the belts are at different locations. It's the wording I'll edit that the spacers are the front braces. There we go. The vertical pieces, something. So these are in different spots because your belts are at the top or the bottom of the, depending on the routing.
Are we doing this whole cage right now, Steve, before we put it on the gantry or no?
We're doing all of it but the bottom piece.
Okay. Oh, okay, so not the bottom plate. Leave the bottom plate off for now. Okay, cool. Okay.
Now this piece needs to go, I'm guessing with these the recesses and the slots up.
Facing up, yeah.
Yeah. And that's
and
more
then it looks
of
like
these.
it goes over the top of the, it goes over the top. And then these are all still the same thing? Oh, no, these are screw the top plate onto the carriage. Wait, screw the top plate onto the carriage. No, we're not doing that yet.
Not yet.
And the rest of it's all M36, the same stuff. The super, whatever we're calling it. Super narrow guys.
Screw the top plate to the carriage with 4 M3x5. What are the M3x5s? There's no M3. Are there M3x5s? There's no M3x5s.
3x5.
Is that a typo there, PB?
Yeah, there's no M3x5s. You're talking about in the instructions, right?
Yeah, it says screw the top plate to the carriage with 4 M3x5 millimeter screws.
But we're not doing that. We're leaving.
Right, but still, there are no 5 millimeter screws.
As far as these are the only wafer or the ultra
There's
thin, right?
some
It looks
8
like.
millimeter wafer. They're M3x6s and M3x8s.
Okay. Yeah, but there's no need to use. I'm just making sure there's not shorter ones because I'm looking on the bottom of this cage and the threads come through a little bit, so I want to make sure we're using the right length.
There are no M3x5s anywhere in the kit, PB. So as far as the ultra flatheads, these are all we have. So these are 6mm. Yep, M3x6s and M3x8s. Otherwise, you have to use the 6mm and file them down a bit. Okay, that's a little irritating.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. Question, Steve. Looking at this diagram, there's four. Oh, okay, never mind. Those are the four. Those are the four M35 that go in the slots.
M35s,
okay.
Yep.
Yep. Never mind.
Now we can. The M35 is an odd size. It's a very odd size. That's very custom. I don't remember seeing any additional fasteners, and I think we've gone through most of this.
Yeah, I can do a check, but I'm pretty sure this is everything that we've got.
So this is where I'm at right now. Is I got the top plate on here.
Yep. I'm installing the spacers on the sides.
Yep.
I'm not really tightening this down yet either, Steve. I'm leaving it semi-loose until it's in place.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And then just so you know, it looks like the spacer on the left side, it's not centered, that slot. It looks like it's slightly offset, and it looks like the side that it's closest to needs to face upwards, if that makes sense.
What are we talking about?
The spacer on the left side, the slot for the belt to pass through isn't centered. It looks like it's slightly needs to go towards the up direction, the closest portion to it. I don't think it's centered. I think it's slightly offset.
Yeah, I see that too. Let's see. We've got about 13mm on that side and about 11mm on that side.
Yeah, based off the diagram, it looks like the 13 goes down.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, okay.
Hex screw and 3x. Oh, yeah, sure, they exist, but they're not anywhere near common. You can't go. You have to go to a specialty fastener shop to get that, and especially the ultra low profile button heads that this build requires.
Yeah, it's even more custom than
yeah,
than just finding it with a standard button or socket head. Okay. So my question to you is, what are you going to use to file it down? Just a hand file?
That is a great question.
I don't have exactly a bunch
because
of...
we don't really have a good way to do this. It's... I would wonder if M3x5 is it even in the ISO or DIN standard? And these need to be, there's no indexing on these pieces, so making sure they, maybe I can hold it down against my plate here.
I just tried my best to align them to the side, kind of like you did with the...
It seemed to work pretty well to hold it down against my surface.
Uh-huh, okay. I'll loosen it then and tighten it again. Yeah, it's probably, since it's flush, that's probably a good idea.
It's relatively common in the civilized world. What is relatively common? M3x5s?
I'm calling BS. I'm calling, there's no way.
One can chuck 3mm screws into a rotary tool for modification. One could. Oh, here's the little dancing caveman drawing piece.
Now, let me see if there's any other screws. These are feet screws. These are, I don't know where they would, I don't think there's anywhere else.
M3x5s exist. I think it's a mistake to design to use M3x5. Let's put it that way. Okay. So we're leaving the bottom off until we put it on the carriage.
But we need M35s to put it on the carriage.
Yeah.
That's basically the next step. Dude, I don't know, how hard is it to file a millimeter off a screw? I don't know if I've, like, anytime I've had to remove links from a screw, I just use what are they, channel cutters or whatever, and it's super jank.
Yeah, it's not a great.
I mean, I've got a hand file. I wish we had a jig. Like, if I'd known, I would have printed a jig, so that way we could just shove them in there and, you know, gone back and forth until it was flush.
The design was for 6mm, but we noticed with the LDO MGN carriage that 6mm is too long, but with high wind carriage it was fine, so that's why 5mm is needed. Does an M3 washer fit in there? I think this top surface needs to be flush, is why it's an ultra low profile. This goes in here and that leaves this flush so that the bits and pieces can mount on top. Is that correct? It is a DIN standard. Nice. Okay. But still, my point stands. M3x5 is a bad idea. That's a matter of my own opinion, so. The extruder sits on top of that indeed, yep. Okay, what is going to be, you don't have, I could chuck it up in the grinder, but you don't have a grinder, do you? Or do you have a Dremel?
I have a Black & Decker Dremel style thing somewhere. I don't know where it's at. I'd have to search through the garage to see if I can find it, and then see if I have. What kind of wheel would you use on it? A cutting or no?
I'd probably use a grinding wheel. What is the? Oh, that's pretty good there. 2 hex nuts is almost 4.7mm thick. You thread 2 M3 hex nuts on here and use that as the reference to grind it down. I think that would work. And then grind that.
Zero's saying that we should just check to see that the M3x6 won't work to verify before we go through this.
He's probably correct.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, you might even be able to get that on with some sandpaper, like Pascal says. But yeah, let's check to see if it's even a problem. Okay. Let's take that advice.
There's been times in my life, plenty, where I've done things the wrong way and gotten to the end and been like, oh, it worked fine without all of this BS I was doing.
Right.
So, probably a great idea.
Okay, let's get the printer back up there. Mark, I was just thinking about the same thing. The wire strippers have the little screw cutters in them. I didn't know if Daniel would have a set of those. Do you have a set of the wire strippers with the integrated screw cutters?
I've got wire strippers. Is there screw cutter?
Kind of like these. These are old. And these don't actually have metric. This is all standard. But these holes here, around here, are meant for cutting those screws. You thread them in. Huh?
I mean, this looks, I mean, I see on, so hold on. In the center there, that looks like it would potentially cut.
Yeah, but is it threaded? The problem is you really need it to be threaded, so when you unscrew it from there, it cleans up the threads.
Gotcha.
If you
It doesn't look threaded.
Yeah, and none of mine are metric that I have. So let's just try it. It's
too long.
It's too long? You've already tried it?
Yeah, I verified it. Definitely is too long. Yeah, I'm tight and it's still sliding back and forth.
Okay, so what I would do is thread 2 M3 nuts onto it. And do you have some sandpaper? I wonder if we can even get this.
Yeah.
With
Yeah,
some,
I do have.
it's
do have
only
sandpaper.
it's only stainless. It might be fine.
Yeah, let me grab a second nut. We've sanded a few things on the stream with sandpaper. Like we did for the Mercury 1.1, we had to do those little, whatever they're called, what am I thinking of, Steve? For the Mercury 1.1, there was those little like posts that had to get sanded down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We can't shim between the carriage and the plate because, well, between the carriage and the plate, maybe that's not a bad idea. You can't shim the head of the screw. PB, what do you think about shimming underneath the part?
Then it's not perfectly flat. You have like there'd be standoffs then, right? Like let me go grab some sandpaper, Steve. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Someone asked, there's no live on the Modbot channel. No, so we're doing Sundays on Steve's and Wednesdays over on the Modbot Army channel. So Wednesday we're doing back and forth. Be right back, Steve.
Here's my question. Someone says, you say put it in a drill, but how do you actually chuck this up to where it's spinning straight when you have a ultra low profile head? It doesn't work very well. What I can do, I can cheat, is I can take it over to the disc grinder and make pretty short work of this. If I can find some pliers to hold on to this. There they are. I wouldn't shim there, do the alignment. A file will work best. Put a nut on the bolt and file it down, then undo the nut. Yep. So like I said, I've got two nuts on here, which pretty much ends up with the right spacing. I'm gonna jump over here in my shop, and I wonder how loud this is gonna be. And that's one done.
Must be nice.
That's weird. It moderated your comment there, Shammy. That's dumb. Yeah, but it's important to put the nut on there first because you want to be able to reform those threads as you take it off. So that should be one done for mine. Do you have a file instead of sandpaper?
Yeah, I do.
A file.
I think this is working, man.
Okay.
I think it's working pretty good. Let me just see. Let me give it a go.
The head of the screw here is bigger diameter than the nuts I'm putting on. So I still don't want to chuck it up in a drill. No noise? Awesome. Noise canceling works pretty well. Get it. Ay. Grinding things gets hot. Hot.
I think I'm not entirely sure, but I think nope, that's not right. Still not there. So you think a file, like just laying down a metal file and going against that, is probably a better solution?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're gonna get probably more bite on it than the sandpaper. Good price. I've got a permanent supplier of all the different special screws and bolts that I use. Nice.
See if that did it.
Don't drag the meaty bits into the filer grinder. Yes. Do not.
Really close, I think, on the first one. It's gonna take me a little bit longer than you, Steve.
I'm cleaning mine up too, so. There, I'm just doubled. Yeah, there are no. I organize these by length. There's no by fives. I think I got 2 of them done.
All right, I'm gonna check to see that I got my lengths right. Let me pop this on.
I don't have a way to point the camera really over at the grinder. That is one advantage to today to being in this garage is the having access to the grinder. Sorry for this, guys. No, that's fine. It's this we adapt. We work through it. So I let them know once again. Awesome. As long as we don't end up short on these on these ultra low profile screws for other parts of the build. If we end up short on those, then that's going to be a real drag. Okay. There's a couple of spots where you can swap the ultra lows with button heads. Okay. Probably, I would think we can make up for this on these back ones. Is that true? Can we swap these? Or maybe the ones that go in from the bottom? Maybe the ones that go in from the bottom. That seems like it would probably be clear. What do you think, PB?
Tempted to grab these with like.
Where did that one go? Oh, there it is. Oh, hot. Hey, Mark Bernard, thanks for being a member. It could also be that you could look into, yes, indeed, and the ones that go into the bottom, indeed, and the ones that hold the adapter plate for the hot end. Okay, so we're modifying 4 of these, Daniel.
Yeah.
Let's replace the ones that would go on the bottom here with regular button heads. So that would go on the bottom. So we'll leave them on the top. The ones that go up from the bottom.
Gotcha. We'll just be button
heads. Yeah.
Okay.
And that should make up for the difference here.
I'm concerned on how long it might take me to get this done, Steve, and not having a grinder.
Are you on the first one?
Oh yeah, I'm not even done with the first one.
Okay.
So you might have to go on ahead, and I'll play catch up because I'm not going to hold back the build because I'm freaking sanding bolts down.
You're using a file?
I'm trying both.
Okay.
It'd be nice if I had something to clamp down.
Yeah.
Like to grip onto the screw so I can just take the file to it more aggressively. But like holding the screw in my hand and going back and forth against the file kind of sucks, especially with how small the damn thing is.
Yeah. Do you have some water? Is it
I do.
Wet dry sandpaper?
I have sandpaper. You're saying pour some water on the sandpaper?
Is it wet dry sandpaper? It looks purple. Is it purple?
It's purple, yeah.
It's probably not wet dry then.
Yeah, pro grade, no slip, M3M.
You said you had a Dremel type tool?
Somewhere. Again,
okay.
I just yeah, it's not. I haven't used it in probably like 12 months.
That's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't it easier for Modbot with his smaller thumbs?
That's gonna be a joke the whole series.
It is gonna be a joke the whole series. Okay, I feel like this one's getting close.
Okay. Take all 4 screws and put it in a vise and file it once. These are small screws, guys. These are not easy to hold on to. They're not easy to just put in, chuck in a drill. You've got a very thin head, not a lot to grab onto. Let me see.
Would you say was the entire width of these nuts, Steve? 2 of them together?
About 4.7 millimeters. So it's going to be close enough to use that as your guide.
Okay, I think I may have one. Let's see.
One done. Or are you guys filing screws? Because the kit was missing some 5 millimeter screws we needed. And I certainly don't have 5 millimeters anywhere in my collection of screws. Thread 2 nuts onto the bolt, then vice grip it. I'm done. So
I've only got the clamps that we use for the frame. I don't have like a table vice grip, man.
yeah.
We never had a garage before we moved here, so I don't have a bunch of fancy tools or anything like that.
You'll build up your collection over time.
Yeah, I mean it's already happening, but yeah, vice grip, like a table vice should probably be on the list somewhere.
Giving this a try, see if it screws in. Yep, it holds.
Okay, I'm moving on from this first one to the second one.
LDO's carriage holes are less deep than the standard 3 millimeter, which the tool head was designed for. So instead of 6 millimeter, we need to use 5 millimeter. Let's test that. I'm curious. What is the...
Shoot, I think even just holding this down, like with vice grips, so I can take the file and just kind of go ham on it, sticking up in the air, it's probably a better solution than what I was doing in this first one.
You have some vice grips?
Yeah, yep.
So these holes are definitely deeper than 3 millimeters. However, they may not be threaded more than 3 millimeters. They're about 4 millimeters deep. Let's see something. Yeah, they are not threaded to as deep as they are.
What did you compare with? Is there different rails?
No, I just shoved basically a driver in here and then put my fingernail down and then measured what's left.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're not threaded all the way, but they are that far. So that could be some feedback for LDO is make sure they're threading their rails to the full depth. It gives you another solution, then tap them deeper. If you had a blind hole tap, most taps run out of threads more than 1 millimeter from the end of them, right?
Well, I won't have to do any sort of exercising or workout for the day.
You're getting your arm workout.
Okay, this is definitely, this is better. I should be good with the second one now too.
Blind hole tap, yep.
Yeah, this might not be so bad, Steve. Doing the vice grips with the hand file, I got the second one knocked down in probably a quarter of the time.
Awesome. Awesome.
So, just
I got my carriage on here. It seems to be solid.
Okay.
They got bottom taps. I don't know if they're made in sizes that small. Definitely not on the shelf at Home Depot. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you want to go on, I will just file and then try to catch up.
Yeah. That is on there. Okay. So let's look at where we're at next. So we've put this on. So now I guess we can put the bottom plate on. The bottom plate. It's this piece. And it does not look like, it looks like it's symmetric top to bottom.
Is this too loud or no? Am I good?
I can hear you, but I don't know if the audience can hear you.
Okay. Let me know, chat, if it's too loud. I would imagine with the filter, it's probably not that bad, but.
Not sure. What did I miss?
Can't hear the filing. Cool. Daniel's good. Cool.
Awesome. Daniel's good. Awesome. Okay. So in 3x6 button heads is what we're going to use instead for the bottom. To make up for those, I think, move the bed down. I wrote Charlie treats and pets while we wait. That's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, I'm already almost done with the third one, so this is definitely working better.
That's good. I forgot to put Loctite on this.
Hey, whoever said you didn't have to put blood, sweat, and tears into 3D printing has not been 3D printing long enough. That's all I gotta say.
Let's do some Charlie treats. I think that's the best idea I've heard all stream. Charlie would agree. Let me get the camera set up because it's important. Okay, so everybody's got to pay attention. Everybody's got to pay attention to the corner camera. So Charlie treats, we pay attention to the corner camera. He's fast asleep. We're going to wake him up. Let's see how quickly he wakes up. As soon as I rattle this.
It gets me every time, man.
Here you go, kitty. Here you go.
Whew.
He's not too quick at finding where they dropped. I don't know if his hearing or his smell or something is not 100% anymore. What did you get on you? There you go. Okay, it's over here. Over here. Over there. Hopefully it doesn't react to the word treat, but to the rattling. Oh yeah. And actually we've given him a complex because every time I get into anything that makes a rattling sound now, anywhere close to this, he goes for it. That one was right at your feet, kid. There you go.
All right, I'm just gonna grab the first one before I show
I'm
this
gonna give you
method.
focus while I wash my hands.
Okay. So all I'm doing is, let's see. There we go. Just shoving.
There you go, kitty. Now you
Screw
can go
into
back to
here.
sleep.
Trying to go as straight as possible, then gripping it with left hand, taking file with right, and just
Yeah, there
going
you
at it
go.
like that. And it went way quicker than the sandpaper by hand, because with this I can at least put a little bit of my, elbow grease into it.
Devs, Charlie is a little over 16 years old now. He was 16 in June.
If you don't mind, if it's not a lot of work, if not, then I'll just take it as is.
Do what? Oh, you got.
What's that?
Stop.
In a little bit, sure. Thank you. Okay, thank you. I'm sweating. Yeah, Erin's gonna make a dirty matcha.
Oh, nice.
She knows. She's like, this guy needs a dirty matcha. All right, so let me now clear the the debris out of this area.
You got all 4 done?
I got 4 done, man.
Nice.
Yeah, it was all about technique. Once I grabbed the grips and the file, it was like, I mean, still rough, but much better than without. So let me clear this, and then again, where you use Loctite for all yours?
Well, no, for into the carriage, I actually didn't. I probably should take those out and do Loctite on those. I forgot.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to. I'm going to hold on to these screws with my life. If they drop on the carpet and I can't find them, I will shed real tears. So let's not do that. Let's zoom in a little bit. All right. I don't know why focus is not. There we go.
Thank you, Nathan.
Whew. All right. Hey, if that's the
Hey, Evil. What's that?
If that's the biggest hiccup of the day, then I'm pretty okay with it.
Bad. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I can't, if I have a stream where something out of the ordinary doesn't happen, then like something's off, man. Something like it'll bite me later. So I'd rather see it up front and know what I'm dealing with. All right, so let's dip these screws into Loctite. Let's get them in here.
There were some screws missing in the kit that needed to be 5mm, but we had some 6mm screws, so we filed them down.
Yep. Cool. All right.
It's working?
Yeah, it's working. Yep. I ended up originally the thing that was also annoying me was I didn't remember what the length of the 2 nuts were, and I should have just measure them myself, but I kept taking the nuts off and remeasuring the bolts. Oh. So once you said just go to the double nuts, I was like, all right, cool. I'm not like, it made me feel more comfortable just taking the file and kind of going crazy with it, Yeah. Knowing that I'd have to file through the nut for it to be an issue. So yeah, they're a little bit shorter than 5mm. I think mine, they're probably, like you said, 4.7, 4.8, but should be plenty. Yeah.
So I'm getting plenty of threads here. It's no problem. Someone's commenting on likes, so we want to continue our 300 likes by the 3-hour mark.
Oh yeah,
streak.
Yeah. If you haven't hit the like button, you gotta. This is a train. We're continuing this train every Saturday. Exactly. Today's Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah. I know what day it is. All right. Are you gonna use a like Allen keys then to torque down these 4 bolts?
I've got pretty good drivers. I use my nice drivers. You should use those. You have the Fabrico drivers, right?
Yeah, they're in the garage. They're on another project, so I just left them out. Yeah.
See that split work area?
I know it's kind of it's gonna happen even when we end up moving, just because like the laser and CNC stuff needs to be separate from the studio/printer stuff. It's bittersweet. I like having the space of this is kind of like the cleaner studio versus the garage area that's got more workshop stuff, but it's also inconvenient because you need like 2 sets of everything, or you got to exercise a lot,
So,
Cool.
Tegan Engineering, we have pulled off better, more against worse odds. Let's put it that way. He said 300 likes with 231 people watching. That's 231 people right now. There were probably 70 people who have come in and gone and liked. Yep. That's what we're counting on.
Okay, so what are you doing right now, Steve? You're putting the bottom on?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
And you're just doing for that M3.
Just button heads, just regular
10s?
button heads. M3 by 6. M3 by 6 button heads.
Yep. Cool.
And that gets the
You're
carriage on
Loctiting
there.
those as well?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, Steven, you cannot like it twice. That doesn't help. You can like it 3 or 5 or 7 times.
Yeah, it's got to be an odd number.
Hey, Laura.
Okay.
And I imagine, Sean, do the Y rails bind because of vertical mount?
See, all my metal, wood,
Mine aren't binding.
printers,
They're
and
doing okay.
lasers are in the same pace dust grid. Yeah, I've got a bunch of printers in the garage as well, and I'm thinking that I'm thinking about either acrylic's kind of pricey, so I don't know if I'm going to get acrylic for all of the. I don't know if I'm gonna get acrylic for all of the muscle racks that I have, but I'm thinking about getting just like tarps, honestly, like as something to separate the dust from the CNC and lasers and just kind of hang it over the front. I don't know. We'll see. You know what I'm talking about, Steve? Like just like some kind of like workshop tarp, like plastic thing.
Yeah.
Because I have a bunch of printers in the garage, but there's also CNC and lasers, and they don't really mesh well at all.
Yeah.
And acrylic is pricey to box in, 3-4 big muscle racks. It's a lot of acrylic. I guess I could do like MDF or something else on the sides, and then acrylic just for the front doors. But I'm thinking about just honestly getting as at least a temporary solution, just like a big tarp to throw over the front of the racks to sort of give them a barrier between the CNC and stuff.
Hey, Taijin, thank you for correcting me on that. I do my best, and I do appreciate it when folks let me know how to actually pronounce their names. Hey, Pied.
Right. Putting in the last bolt, Steve,
How
for
many
the
of
bottom.
your printers are enclosed, fully for ABS or ASA prints? Someone was asking that. I think for me, it's easier to say how many are not enclosed. I think I have 3, maybe 4 printers that aren't enclosed. The rest are enclosed.
I have way more not enclosed than you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you exactly, but I've got a bunch of i3, like Ender 3 modded printers, and none of those are enclosed.
Yeah.
So I'd say in total I've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I probably have 8 to 10 fully enclosed printers, and then the remainder of them are not enclosed. And most of the ones that are enclosed are either bamboos or Vorons. Those are the primary ones that are enclosed.
Yeah. JP Gray, thanks for being a member. And I have not tried PCB Clicky. I've switched mostly to tap. I do have Mercury 1 has a clicky on it, and I think that's it.
Okay.
I have somewhere around 20 printers. I think this is 21.
I haven't counted lately, but I would say anywhere between. Last time I think I counted was anywhere between 20 and 30.
Yeah.
I tore down a few of them for parts just because they were not very good or just taking up space, and so I figured I could use them for other projects. And that's also a split between resin printers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 resin printers currently. So.
Yeah. I'm gonna try PCB Clicky with 2.4 since I have it apart. There you go.
That's what I'm running on mine, and the only thing I will say is I'm not certain about the actual micro switch. But someone told me, I think it was Delmar or Aaron, that said that they switched over from what they were to Omrons now, and they're more reliable. So, but I really like them. I mean, not having to use super glue, especially when I've got the runniest glue in town, has been really nice. It's been really, really nice. So.
I'm going to cycle through a few comments and questions, kind of rapid fire them here.
Go for it.
How many are operational? I think most of mine could be operational within just a very short time. I couldn't tell you exactly how many are. I guess I could say 2 or 3 need significant work. The rest of them should be able to print. Tri-bent is not included in that count because it's not really my printer. I'm gonna, as soon as I make the time, I'm gonna work on fixing it, but then it'll go somewhere else.
Wait, what printer is that, Steve?
Tri-bent. Tri-bent. That's the printer that UPS lost
Oh,
and sent,
yeah.
sent rolling down the mountainside. And
that's right.
Yeah. Jen from Austria. And why so many? Because I like to build. And when you like to build, you got to start fresh on many builds.
Yeah. I also tend to feel that like the non-custom printers, I don't mind like not holding on to, but
Yeah.
if I've spent, usually since I'm such a slow builder and I, get distracted, if I've spent 3 months of my life on a printer, I've grown pretty attached to it. There's memories tied to it at that point,
Yeah.
So I have a hard time getting rid of any of the full builds that I've done.
And
That's a good idea, Tuxedo.
Almost everything I have is a custom build.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of your MO.
Which V0 kit would you recommend? The only kit I have experience with is the LDO. You have experience with the Cybor and another one?
No, it's Cybor. So I have a Cybor V0, and then I'm building a Cybor Trident right now. The Cybor V0 was fine. The only complaints I really had were, like what I mentioned to you yesterday, was the hot end that came with it was just not good. And then the fans were also not great. So I switched over to GDS time fans, and then the hot end I switched out for just a bamboo hot end I had laying around. It's been great. It's been great since. I'm modding the hell out of it, but not because it has to, just because it's what we do.
Right.
I can't.
Right.
So.
Have you considered the Millennium Mills CNC? A little bit, but I have less space for mill projects than I do printer projects. And I have the Shapeoko behind me, and I have a 3010, and I have another project that is going to take up significant time and space, so not really. Whether I do the Millennium Mills or a Trident. Yeah. Okay. Where are we now? We have is there supposed to be a machined piece in here somewhere for the X end stop?
It's in the other bag where the other end stop was, Steve.
Is there a machined piece for that?
Yeah.
All right.
It was in the bag. It was in the bag where with the limit switches.
I have this.
I'm lying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have this piece, but I don't have.
I didn't look at the actual geometry of it. I looked at it right now. I'm like, that ain't it. That ain't it, Captain.
I think that's a printed piece, which I know I have. I just have to find it. I have a Shapeoko Pro XXL. So it's the belt driven, but has rails. And then I have the spindle upgrade for it. That part is printed, okay. What do you think of the quality of this kit? I think the quality of the machine parts is phenomenal. I think everything else is pretty good. I think the kit as an assembly, we're finding gaps in like bits and pieces. But as far as the foundation of the kit, I think, like I said, the machine parts are absolutely phenomenal.
Machined parts are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's some of the like small details that need refinement. I mean, we've sort of caught quite like these screws not being M3.5s.
Yeah.
And we've already looked ahead at some of the electrical, and some of that is needing, it seems, a little bit more refinement as well. But the actual like structural parts of the kit seem great, and the CNC stuff is gorgeous.
Yep. I'm cleaning up the printed part here a little bit.
Okay.
Just with a X-Acto knife.
I'm wondering if I'm goofing. So we have to put the end stop on this part first.
Yeah, it's going to need to go on there. I'm just going to put this printed piece on, and I'll know that I just have to take it off when I go to do the...
Will it be accessible?
I think so.
Okay.
It's got to be, we got to be able to get to the screws to adjust it, so I'm guessing it's going to be accessible.
Okay. I'll do the same then, too. But yeah, I was just looking like there's no way to get the end stop on from underneath.
Right.
Once you have this printed piece in. And you're using the wafers or the ultra flat?
Ultra low profile ones, yeah. What just happened? Wow, I hit a key on my keyboard. I refreshed the chat page apparently.
Get back coffee. A lot needed.
Okay, these do not need Loctite because we're clamping a plastic piece down.
Attach the printed cable holder. Printed cable holder. Screw on the. I think the text is wrong for this section, right?
Huh?
If you read the right of where the image is for what we're installing, it says
on the printed cable holder with 2 and 3x6 screws. Attach the printed cable holder to the top with. That's a little odd.
Yeah, it should say like XN stop holder.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna set that on there and just leave it. Tygen says, since I pronounced their name wrong, and I may have still done it just then, I have to tell everyone they're building a 400Y 400 by 1300 3D printer on their channel. Just kidding, you don't have to, but I would appreciate it. Is your channel your name there?
It's a big
so if anybody's interested,
it's a very what's the application for needing that much Z height? I assume that there has to be like something you're working on in mind that would require that level of Z versus going X and Y. So I'm curious as to what the project is.
I agree. Okay, so we have that. The little end stop holder is just sitting there. Is that a clipper board machine? This will be clipper, yes. Now, if you're asking about that giant printer, that's a good question. But the printer we're building right now will run clipper. Okay. Now we can put this is the fan. Huh? The running man? Running man. Okay. That's what we're gonna, that's a better name for it. Running man. I like it.
So this attaches to that same piece that's already on the back, like that long piece it looks like?
Yeah, with a couple of nuts.
Interesting. Okay.
That and a couple of nuts. So if we go here, this running man piece is gonna go right along the back side here.
So this is height adjustable too, then it looks like.
2 nuts. Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. We're not doing Loctite on this then, right?
Technically, I think it should into the screws.
Robot parts to feed.
I think it probably should, just on the tip.
Okay, I'm gonna install one without Loctite, so that way it holds it in place, and then I'll install the second one with Loctite and remove the first one, so that way it all holds itself together. Every once in a while, right? Every once in a while, I feel like, all right, you still got it. All right, going through.
Yes, the running man attaches that arm on the tool head, and it slides up and down to set the fan duct to the correct height. That's how we get such a wide range of hot end length. Yeah, and that is clever. That's good to not have to have a different piece or different ducts for every hot end.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I like that a lot.
There we go.
Ah, I dropped the nut. There we go.
Looks like Gumby. That's true. Like
it's by far my favorite CNC'd part in this build.
Yeah.
It makes me happy. Like you can't not look at it and kind of smirk.
Curious if Mellow or Vez ever reached out to any of you two for the beta of the kits. Would have been great to get the feedback on those instead of the finished kits. We did have an option to get earlier kits. We decided we wanted to build something further along than the very early ones.
Yeah, generally speaking, I know, Steve, you've done, especially on Voron stuff, like testing out some of the LDO early kits, but for me, I usually don't like doing early testing because I want the content that I make to be like applicable to people that want to reference it later on. And if there's a bunch of changes that happen post release or whatever, then I don't feel like it can confuse people more than anything if it's not crystal clear what the changes are. So yeah, I think that it was at least as much of me saying let's wait, because of that reason.
Yeah, and these like PB said, apparently these aren't final. They're still working things out, but from everything I've heard and everything Mellow has said, is that they are being responsive on replacing parts for folks and providing missing stuff.
Zero G says, "Didn't we do that in Modbot?" Yes, but I wasn't aware that I was. I knew that some of the instructions weren't complete, but I didn't realize that it was fully still like a breathing, project. But it all worked out in the end, and I feel like the changes weren't substantial in this. Well, that's not entirely true. You guys are redoing a whole new frame. I don't know. You guys were the exception for me, not the rule.
Are we ready to put belts on this at this point? Is that next?
I think we do everything first, don't we? Oh, wow.
How much do you like the tool head? Everything you need attached to that.
No, it looks like you're right.
I think it's slick.
Are you right now? I tightened down the fan adjustment pretty tight. Is that what you did as well, just to have it in place?
Snugged them. Yeah. I snugged them. Yeah.
Cool. Ugh.
I think we can put the belts on next, and that's probably going to give us the most room before we try to put hot end in here.
Yeah, I agree. It's just going to get tougher once there's other stuff on.
Everything you need attached to that. Yeah, I like it. And I like the belt setup. Daniel and I were going over kind of pre-game plan on the build last night and looking at belting and stuff like that. And PB is confirming this is the easiest time to put on the belts. So
okay, good.
Let's figure out what box the belts are hidden in.
I've got mine. They're in the, if you want to know, they're in the standard.
Standard parts?
Yep.
Okay. Standard parts. They are not in my standard parts.
Really?
Yeah. Here's those bed spacers.
Oh, I lied.
By the way.
I lied. They're in the black accessory, Steve. I led you astray. I'm sorry. Yeah. That was psych.
Psych. Okay. Belt.
Cool. I plan to print RC gliders and planes. Nice. Okay. So that's why you want really long.
Nice. Just finished my Mark III Bear build. Never had a printer this good. I very much enjoyed my Mark III Bear. I've set it on the shelf for now because I have the Mark IV now, but it was a good printer for me for a long time.
Are you using their firmware, Sem, or did you go? Because I know Sem's a big fan of RepRap, so I wonder if he went with RepRap on it or if he just stuck with the Prusa firmware.
Okay. Let's find the belting instructions. Do we have belt path in here somewhere? Oh, well, belt routing. Here we go. So here's our basic. Let's see if we can make this a little smaller.
I'm cutting my belt in half, Steve.
Huh?
I'm cutting my belt in half.
You're just cutting it in half?
You're not?
No.
I already counted the teeth and everything, man.
It seems like I don't know how close they are to the actual needed length here.
Right.
I usually run one belt and then...
All right. PB says don't cut them. All right, I won't do it that way. I've done it that way plenty of times before. That's usually what I do. I'm not saying it's the best way to do it, but like, it's worked. You don't need the full length of the belts. All right, PB.
I usually run one belt and then pull it out and cut the second one.
Okay.
Okay. So our belt path, I'm gonna start at the looks like the top.
Left.
Watch King and Queens later. You sound exactly like Doug saying instructions. Oh, I don't know. Instructions? Is that a? Do I have an accent when I say instructions?
I didn't hear it.
Okay,
But
I'm
then
going to
again,
start at the
people
left side of the tool head. I'm going to go to the left front all-wheel drive.
Yep.
So we're just going to go here. And this is the smooth idler. So that's the smooth side of the belt. And then we're
Yeah, I did it backwards.
through here. See if I can get. And then see what's going to be the best way to get this
through the front, right? It looks a little tricky.
Huh?
You're looking at the front, right? The front idler or the front?
Yeah, it looks a little tricky. I think maybe a screwdriver or something to put in here. There we go. It's through there, and then it goes behind. That's what those spacers and the XY joints were for. And then the top one, I don't know what's going to be the better. Should I go to side camera here? Maybe a little up. Hi, Charlie.
How did you get it through? How did you get it through the dang the front motor?
So I went, I don't know if you can see here. I came in here, brought it in through this little opening here, and then took it back through behind it. And I put a screwdriver in from this side, and then just kind of use that to guide the belt back. Does that make sense?
Kind of. Okay, so
Instruction. Okay, on the back here, we're skipping the stepper, going this way. So now this comes across the back, and then it goes to, let's go through to the front, and then back behind the stepper. This, and then straight forward, and then around this XY joint here, the French instruction. Okay, so that is one belt routed.
Dude, the belt's gonna be the death of me, man. I can't get it around this motor.
Here, let me see. So you're here in the front, right?
Yes, I went through the front, yeah.
So I took it like through here. See that? Go through here and then out this side hole. And then going back in, I put a screwdriver in from this side because you can see it. And then I just kind of use that to help pull the end of the belt to make that turn. I think
it's the screwdriver going in that I'm not understanding. Can you do a different angle? Like top down, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
Like I don't see a spot to slide the screwdriver in.
So if I took the screwdriver in behind here, see along the rail, basically along where the rail is, I just took the screwdriver back here, and that way you can see the screwdriver back in there, right? Then you can aim for that with the belt.
Gotcha.
Does that make maybe a little bit? Of course, I lost the screw here. Oh, let me see. Everyone, can you tell 3D Printed Life that I want to do a collaboration with him to make a 3D printed wind turbine? A large cable tie is useful for belting through the motors. Yep, large cable tie would work as well.
Large,
and you put a little bit of a curve, little pre-curve on the end of the belt. You know, kind of bend it in the direction you want to go.
Okay, I do get it through that one. So let's see if I can continue on here. So going through the spacer on the left side of the XY joints. All right.
How much belt do we think? I don't think we need much. I think basically if we measure this to the other side of the cage on both sides, it's going to be enough belt.
I think I need a
So if I go
zip tie or something.
That's basically the carriage width worth of belt on both sides. Does that sound reasonable, PB?
Gee, this belt is kicking ass.
So I take this one to this side of the carriage and this one to this side of the carriage. That should be enough belt, I think. Right about there, maybe a few teeth extra. How much belt tension do you need? How much belt tension distance? Oh yeah, that's more than plenty. Okay, I think that's what I'll do then.
Okay, so we're in the side of the first XY, pulling it back.
Cut.
Okay, and so
Here, I'll give you.
the diagram.
I'll give you.
Okay.
Focus.
Okay, so it's going around the top. Let's see. Ooh, there we go.
Hey, Ballistic Tech. Looking forward to meeting you at Earth. I also signed up to be a volunteer, so probably will work with you a bit there. Are these considered production kits? I think technically at least they used to have a notice on the page that said there might be little things that need correction, and to let them know if you run into anything that you're missing, and they'll take care of it.
So I'm slightly confused on the belt. So it looks like it's the higher up, like this side's going around the idler.
It
not
only
the
goes
motor.
around the front idler, the toothed idler on that side. It only goes around the toothed idler, and then it goes in front
doesn't
of
go around
everything
this motor.
else. Yeah, it doesn't go around the motor.
Okay.
It goes in front of the stepper and the smooth idler over there.
And then on the other side, it is going on the motor. It has to be.
Yep.
Okay. So let me turn this camera. I'm dropping everybody. Probably should just do an overhead, but I'll do this.
That's a pretty decent view right now.
Okay, cool. Okay, so this is pulling through, and then on this side, it's going around the
smooth
idler. Yeah, yep. And then around the motor.
Yep.
Cool. And then back through like this. And then on this side, oh, we're done. Like it goes, wait, hold on.
Yeah, then it goes around the toothed idler on the
back to the cage.
on the XY joint, back to the, yep.
Oh, so it attaches on front on one side and back on the other
And back
side.
on the other, yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so this is, let me keep pulling this belt through. Okay, so how much slack?
So that's what I was kind of explaining earlier. I basically went, I routed the belt and then basically to the other side of the carriage. Here, if you see what I'm doing here, I've got the ends of my belt.
Yep.
You can see this, and it basically like to the other side of the carriage on each side.
Gotcha. Just roughly. I mean,
I went like a few teeth more, and that's plenty.
Okay. Let me make sure I've got everything still wrapped around.
I'm going to pull this out so I can cut a new belt.
Well, it fell off one of the idlers, but it still should be plenty of.
Yeah.
Like to give you enough idea of what the distance should be. It should be plenty. So we'll go somewhere like that. That's fine. Scissors. All right. All right, so the only part that was tricky for me was the front. The rest of it wasn't so bad.
No, not at all. Okay, I have two belts that are the same length, and I ended up with probably about 5 feet of extra belt, which could be useful. Could be useful in another build. It's not enough, not quite enough for a full spare on here. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's not quite enough. Yeah, not quite enough for a full spare.
So I would have had a lot of extra belt, is what you're saying.
Yes. A
Two
lot
and
of
a half-
wasted belt.
two and a-
'Cause that, what you would have had extra would have been, what the? Oh. Yeah, I might have to pull some things apart.
What happened?
Shoot. I didn't tighten my front all-wheel drive stepper mounts, and the tensioner bolt I think just popped out.
Oh shoot.
The lower one, because I have a T-nut that suddenly appeared in the front here of my carriage, and
Gotcha.
I think it fell.
It fell off.
I think
Yep.
it slid through. So I'm gonna work on this while you get yours belted up, and don't worry, I'll catch up.
Oh, I know you will, Steve. So for right now, do you recommend doing the piece of filament like you described, going through it, or not yet? Just get the belts routed through and then add the filament after.
Get the belts routed through.
Okay.
I think.
All right, I will do that.
Let's see if I can. Shoot. This is potentially going to be a problem.
What was the reason? What was the reason you had it loose? Or it's the adjusting. It's the adjusting piece you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was just too
And
loose.
just moving things around.
Yeah.
It's
Turned it probably a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You got me paranoid now about mine.
Well, I think I'm gonna actually have to. I'll give you focus since I'm just fruiting around with this. I think I may actually have to loosen a lot of this to get it to fall into place.
Wrong way.
Actually, that one can probably stay.
Sorry about that, chat. Put the motors on the
There we
most
go.
to the back position right away. So you have the most amount of tensioning.
Yep.
Oh, wait.
So all the
Put
way,
motors.
all the way towards the back of the printer.
What? Oh yeah, yeah. So that way you can, yeah, gotcha. So that way it's
Yeah.
already tense, and then you're tightening it from there versus, yeah. But it can be loose right now still, right? Like I don't have to tighten them.
Hmm.
I'm leaving them loose for now. Or are you
Correct.
saying, PB, it's a good idea just to tighten them down for now?
Put the motors on the most to the back position. You don't need to tighten them, but you can snug them if you want.
Okay.
There we go.
One second, I
Okay.
lost you.
You lost me?
Yeah, it's my AirPod died. 1 second, I'm gonna have to switch.
Ah,
I can still hear you. You're just coming out of a different speaker.
okay.
Cool, you're back. Yeah, you can leave them a bit loose for now, but what I'm saying is to make sure they're not. Oh, yeah, gotcha. Make sure they're at least not. Yep.
I'm
right,
slowly working towards fixing my.
See if I can get this to pop out.
Okay, so that's tight. That's tight.
Damn it. I think that I'm going to try shoving a zip tie in and see if that helps guide it a bit better. It sucks. I don't have any wide zip ties. All my zip ties are real. Well, let's see. It's kind of wider. Let's see.
Hey, Jostry.
Modbot sounds like I'm underwater. Huh, really?
Oh, did
Oh.
it switch back?
I bet you it did. Good old Skype, auto def. Yeah, let me see. Modbot needs to pay the audio bills. Yeah, I'll give him. I'll check to make sure I don't have any outstanding balance. It might take a second, but it should be better now. Thank you for letting me know.
Okay, I got this corrected, I think.
Okay, well, I'm still on the first motor, so. Just need more curl.
3,000% better.
I like that. I might start using that in my daily. God.
Okay, that. Let me.
Yeah, this first belt corner is like, I just can't get it.
Make sure.
Oh, maybe it's because.
Okay, all that's tightened up now. There. So what are you saying? You're
The same damn belt, man. I can't get it around the first corner. I don't understand. Like, it's something is not connecting with me seeing what I need to do to feed it through easily. It's just. It looked like you said you shoved your screwdriver through right here.
Yeah. I can probably, since I'm doing that now. Now, before you get too far and have to do this again, is the text upright on your belts?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It is. I got it.
Just making sure.
Steve.
Did you?
Yeah, right. I just needed your voice, dude, just to give me that motivation to let me know. But yeah, I got it right there.
Let's see if I can get just for everyone's benefit, get a little better. So I brought this through and then through the front hole here, and then bend it this way. And if I can't get it to go through there, then a little something, screwdriver or zip tie or anything will work to get that back in there. Why is that tight? There we go.
It's the only time you'll hear me completely quiet.
You're concentrating?
Dude, the belts, man. All right, I think I got the first one all the way routed. Yeah. Okay.
Now you're making me have a hard time with this one.
Sorry.
There we go. Just gotta get a grip on it. There we are. What brand is that belt? It's Gates. It's Gates belt.
So the back belt goes like from inside to outside, right?
Oops.
Like from inside where the carbon rod's at towards outside towards Running Man? It's kind of difficult to get in. It would be easier if we had done the belt, I think, before Running Man was in place, but
maybe. I'm not quite sure. I haven't. You're ahead of me.
Yeah, I won't hold that lead, but I'll don't worry, Steve. I won't let it get to my head. All right, there we go. Oh, come on, buddy. There we go. Okay, yeah, a little Allen key. I don't know why I popped it through already. It's probably gonna pop out by the time I do the second belt, but a little Allen key helps feed it through if that's the way it needs to go. Okay, second belt. Oh God. You said that the 1 second. You said that the extra belt wasn't quite long enough, right? So if I take these two, so the shorter guy, you must be the incorrect one.
I'd be curious. I'm not quite sure. I need to find the instructions of what direction these belts do go.
Okay.
I'm not sure. as far as in the carriage.
Yeah.
Especially the back. So at the back, how does that go?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, one belt is run. Here, what is the? Well, I want to figure out. Is there some instructions? I can't really get. Maybe right there. There's a hole right here. Now, do we go in? Do we go out?
I feel like going from the carbon side outward makes more sense to me.
Oh, so we have to go, and what PB is saying, it makes a lot of sense. That you want the teeth to mesh together. So
that's what I said then. Yeah, from in to out,
yeah.
like from the carbon. Yeah, okay. I wasn't picturing it because of that. I was only. It just seemed like it. It meshed better like that.
Let's here. Let me see if I can get a good enough view here. There we go. So something we need to remember: we need those little printed pieces, those little printed.
That's right. This rectangle things.
Yeah. These guys. Dragon Flame. Thank you. There's a little rectangular piece with that the belt goes through. I need to clean up.
You already gonna do that, or I was getting the second belt ran before?
You can do either.
Okay, I'm gonna do the second belt just because this is like once I get past this belt being routed, I'll feel like I can exhale a little bit, I think. So yeah, let me get this belt through.
Okay, those are gonna need. I'll run the second belt while you're doing that too. And those pieces are tight when the belt is through it, double over, so I might have to put a bit of force on it. Yeah. Pet Charlie and set him back. Okay, I'm gonna run the second belt as well.
Okay.
So
I got it around.
that one and second. Okay, so this way. My last printer build was a positron, and it was so weird having one single belt for the core XY motion system. I haven't actually pulled my positron apart to have to rebelt it or anything.
You still have that one, Steve?
I do.
You didn't? Did you? It came assembled, right? Though, like that was early when you were. Yeah.
Yeah. And those pieces are tight when the belt is through it, double over, so I might have to put a bit of force on it. Okay. Charlie. Okay.
All right.
It's through there. Through this. Is a carbon tube necessary? Can you just do rail, or would you have a negative effect rather than positive? They make an aluminum machined X rail now. The carbon is just a weight savings thing.
Oh shit! What did I do? Huh? I goofed.
You goofed?
Yeah. Wait. Oh, you're saying that the kits after this one aren't carbon fiber X rods, or no?
I don't know what they're doing for the kits. There is an aluminum rail as an option.
Gotcha. Okay. There we go. That's why it was tough.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Two belts ran.
What did I do?
Do you have your belt on upside down?
No. Oh shoot! I didn't even look. No, I don't. I got lucky again.
Awesome.
But something about the routing is tripping me out. I think it's fine, but
we're still looking price-wise because the carbon fiber tube is a bit cheaper than the aluminum tube. So increase the kit prices by a bit. Got
Okay.
it.
Okay, the thing I'm gonna have to remember to do is before we actually tension this is to triple check to make sure the belts are still aligned on all the idlers and stuff.
Make sure what? Oh, yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah, because like they're slipping, like since there's no tension on them, like they're dropping. That's what threw me off right now.
Yeah.
Is that
Yep.
it looked like I had something on incorrect, but I didn't. It just fell from where it was supposed to be.
Here it's 2107, Marcel. So we're 2 hours in, and how many likes do we have? Let's at least get to 200. 236 people here.
Yeah. Granola's fine. Aaron was asking if I wanted another PB&J. I'm just gonna take granola ball things. All right.
We must hit 300, but oh, we hit 205 now. We have an hour. We've done just a couple of streams ago. We were short like 75 in the last 15 minutes and still made it. So,
Coming.
hey Jeffrey. Now what I prefer to do is attach it to the back and then use the front to pre-tension a bit and attach the belts there. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Thank you.
Gotta leave for work in 20-ish minutes. Well, thanks for being here, PB. Hugely appreciated.
Yeah, absolutely. Now what I prefer to do is attach the back and then use the front. Okay, so just basically leave the back kind of loose and worry about pulling it at the front.
Yeah, so let's work on the back. You have both belts ran?
Yeah, I do. I need to grab okay, so I've got the black printed part. I want to see you.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm not even sure exactly how I'm going to do this, but
Okay.
okay. So right there, we have to get a belt through that little hole from the back. So this belt here is going to go in here. So I'm gonna go in here from an angle, I think.
I found it easier to use an Allen key. I don't know if it'll help you, but with my second hand, I use an Allen key to sort of feed the teeth through the through it. So yeah. You didn't put the printed part on yet, Steve, right?
I should have. That's a good reminder.
Oh, you should have. So I goofed.
Yeah.
I have to take mine out then.
So we need to run. I think we need to run the belt through the printed part, and then it goes through there, and then it comes back out, and then the printed part slides over both pieces like that. So you need to put the belt through the printed part, and then into the
cage.
Into the cage.
Shit. All right. Well.
There we go. Just got that through.
Okay.
And then it comes out a bit, and we need a piece of filament. And I didn't bring any filament out here with me. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go cut off some filament.
All right. Sweet, I got it. Is that my cam? No, that's Steve's cam. I'm going to look at the CAD really quick. Let me see here. Okay, so backside. Crap. Nope. Hide. Oh, this doesn't show belts at all on this side then. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm watching Bez do this.
So now we take a piece of filament, and I'm going to cut off probably about 10 millimeters. About a 10 millimeter chunk. And make sure that's, and then we're going to fold it over an end here. So we're going to fold the belt over on itself. Some certain number of teeth. Right?
Yeah. I'm grabbing.
And then a piece of filament is only for the front. What do you do? Oh, you just fold it around. Okay. I didn't actually pay attention to the instructions. Okay, I'm wrong.
It also looks like Vez does it the opposite direction on the back. On the video I'm watching right now, Vez is going from away from the like towards the carbon fiber rod is what I'm getting at.
Towards the curve, but that'd be wrong.
Okay.
That would be wrong, because here's the point. You need the teeth to mesh together.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's gonna slip.
You need the teeth to mesh together, and that's a 330 is what PB is saying.
Gotcha. So it's okay.
You basically loop this around the back, and then we're gonna grab some few number of teeth here, right? Mesh them together, and then push this printed part over them. And probably the fewer teeth here we try to mesh, the easier it's going to be. I know I'm making it's tough to get this, but then this printed part will slide over here somehow.
I did probably more teeth than I needed to do, but it was difficult for me to get my hand back there with the it's tight. It's tight back there.
Yeah, I'm having a very hard time getting my fingers in here, and I'm also trying to have some sort of view of the camera.
Yeah, I've got these small thumbs, so it's probably a little easier.
Let's see if I can have this in with. I can't. There is no. There we go. There we go. Now that's sliding on there. Did you make sure that the logo on the little printed piece is upright?
Dude, you bet your yes, I did, Steve. Yeah, I was like, I actually did triple check that. I was like, no, it's gonna affect the max accelerations if the logo is not facing the right way.
This is so true. Okay,
yeah.
Now that's on.
Simon will know.
I will know.
Yeah.
I don't think Simon cares.
All right, I'm going to loosen the running man, so that way I can slide him out of the way.
A great shot of the dancing man, the running man, full head. Okay, so that's on. Now we get to do the other side.
Yep. Modbot with the Whopper Junior hands. Yeah, exactly. It's funny because never mind.
I think you're right on this whole running man is in the way, especially on the left
for the
side.
Second one. Yep.
I'm gonna pull running man all the way off.
Okay. I'm not counting the exact teeth I'm folding over on the back, are you?
I'm trying to.
Okay.
Because it just makes it a little easier, but on this it's not as easy to compare as on a Voron anyway, because you've got belts on the back side of the printer and belts on the front. So
I think I might have gotten it, but I won't say I definitely got it right. Let's see. I see 1, 2, 3 teeth sticking out. This one says 4 teeth sticking out, but. One, 2, 3.5. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's close enough. There's no need to count teeth, really. Okay, cool. Daniel's learning so much how to live out the OCD life.
There we are. Oops. And of
Yeah,
course, I forgot to put the printed piece on there.
Oh, shoot. Yes, Steve has far superior attention to detail. I discovered that before we even started the stream, when we were just talking about the stream. I was like, wait, you're gonna do what now?
I forgot the printed piece.
Okay. Well, it's not I think the right one's easier to get the belt through. At least for me, it was. So hopefully, it's the same for you. I feel like I'm missing a driver. Yeah, there it is.
There we go. Okay, how many teeth? Is it even reasonable to try to match that? I don't think I'm gonna.
Yeah, PB says you don't need to, but I'm within like 1 tooth count max, so I'm at least close.
Yeah, matching them makes the even tension easier to do, but
Sure.
I agree, it's not critical.
What was I gonna say? Let's see, what are we at? 232 likes. If the like button, check to see if the like button's working on your end. If you haven't hit the like button, it's weird. For some people, it seems like they're hitting the like button and it's not working. So, see if it works. Just want to make sure it's working. That's all.
There we go. The rear is on and done.
Yeah, mine too.
And I'm the same. I'm within 1 tooth of the same on either side. Sweet.
Awesome.
Oops. Let's go here. Oh, how is Charlie today? Charlie is resting. He's actually looking fairly cute there with his paw over the edge of his bed. Playing cherry soda stream on my PC at super low volume. The illusion is perfect. Touch mine to the back, then route to the front, attach it, snip it, and then the other side. Okay, so, I can put the Running Man back on. Let me put Running Man back on before I forget.
That's the official, name.
It is.
Sick.
What's that?
What?
You said sick.
Yeah, I'm just looking and like I got my belts on the right. Like I'm looking at all the idlers and pulleys and stuff, and I've got it pretty well correct, and it looks good. That's why. Like it's been so sloppy this entire time because like I said, it was just no tension. But now that I'm pulling the tension, it looks really good.
Nice. What do we got? Folks leaving?
Lisa said it worked. Okay, like button is working. It looks like.
Like button is working. Okay, good.
It is working. Thank you for checking.
Okay, now with the rear, now this is where we want to make sure that your front steppers are in the fully rearward position.
Yeah, push forward. Or yeah. We have an armless version in the works too. Oh, an armless Running Man. It's the Go Fast Man. Steve. So for the front, we're still going to be inserting the black printed piece prior to it going in through the cage. But then before. Oh, but then it's going to be going out through that same pocket, and that's why you need the filament to hold it in place.
Yes.
All right. I'm
so
getting it.
It goes through here. Well, this is interesting. I think I have a feeling that putting the front in first would have been better, and I can probably explain why. Right now, so on the front, well, let me make sure that I understand how this goes together first. So when we put the belts in on the front, we loop it around the filament piece and then loop it back, right?
Yep.
Well, can this loop back past teeth, or do the teeth kind of lock it in place early?
Yeah, I think we'll be able to apply tension to pulling it against, like, the filament's going to act almost like a not a hinge, but like, because I built another printer that used something sort of like this, not quite like this, but it used some sort of, I don't remember the printer. I think it'll be fine.
Well, can't. I guess the question is, can we slip the belt is going in and out the same hole, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Can we push the push that through and skip teeth? You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I think we can.
Let me.
You're saying with the filament in place.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's hard to get in here in the first place.
You're not wrong.
I'm not sure that we can skip teeth on this. Let's find out. This and some pliers. I got it through. So now let's see, can we? Very tough. Very tough to skip teeth. I think it would have been better to do the front before the rear.
Gotcha.
Because I'm really having to pull on this.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get it truly to. Because the belt, so you're doing the left side right now?
I'm actually doing the right side.
Okay. Left side's even harder because the short belt's on the inside towards the well, I guess it's the same on both sides. So I have to, yeah, it's the same.
So here's what I'm doing. Let me see if I can get a good shot here. Oops, that's all the way zoomed in. So I have the belt here, right? And I'm holding the belt with just a screwdriver as I'm trying to pull it back, and I'm having to, there's just barely enough room in there to get the teeth past each other. But
Gotcha.
There's only so far you're going to be able to go. I'm wondering if there's going to be enough adjustment in the tension. Because right now I could pull this with a piece of filament in there, but that's very, very loose. You have to get this somewhat close.
How come I can't get my damn teeth to pull? Maybe, I don't know if I'm not putting enough.
Truck door, thank you. Does the front take a clip clamp printed piece too? Oh, it does, and I forgot to put it in. PB, yes, it's supposed to be tight, but don't forget the printed clip over the belt. Yeah, I completely forgot that. Let's just pull this through because there's the printed piece on now. So now this has to go through here and then back, but I feel like this would have been better to do the front first. Would have been easier. There we go. It's through, but now I got to grab it with pliers and pull like here. Oh shoot.
I think I gave myself a lot of extra slack on the belt. I'm like, damn, I've got to pull a lot of belt through.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that might be as much tension as I'm getting out of this thing without.
So now I'm pulling it past, skipping the teeth past each other. And I think with this in place, I can probably, there we go.
So you're going to try to sort of exchange the screwdriver for the filament?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
And a little piece of filament. Let's see if that's, piece of filament in there. That's probably good. Yeah, once the filament's in there, I can't skip it past the teeth anymore. So that's either enough or it's not. Needle nose pliers makes this a lot easier. Push the long bit of the belt into the print head and pull on the other end and put an Allen key or long filament in the belt loop. Yeah. Only 47 likes left. Perfect. And we've got like over half an hour. Hold one belt side and have Modbot on here. Hold the other side, tighten.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Okay, everything is up on its pulleys on that side.
PB's taking off for work. Thank you, PB.
Yes, thank you, PB.
Have a great day.
Huge thanks.
So I do think though that if you, I can get it to turn with the filament or skip, but you do have to use both hands. Like, you use one hand to pull, pull one direction, and the other. It's not ideal. Mine's definitely not as tight as I would like it to be.
I agree.
I know we're gonna tension it, but I'd like it to be tighter as a starting point, even.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna cut some belt teeth off. Well, I'll leave it loose right now until I get the other end, but I'm gonna cut some off because it's too far too long.
Yeah, we'll definitely want to cut some off when we're done.
Let's see.
Only 38 likes needed. Nice.
Oh no.
You guys are so good. I'm making sure everything's kind of on the belt path.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not putting the belt through the printed part for a while. I'm gonna wait till the very end.
There we go. It wasn't along the. Okay. So this is gonna. Oops, printed part. Did you put the little printed?
Yep. Yep. Logo's correct.
Logo's correct? Okay, good.
Yep.
That's the most important part.
I know how you worry. Let's see.
Redo the front after the back would probably help on the slack. We could. I think with enough ugga-duggas, we can get this. Okay, logo in the correct direction. This through 35.
Oh, shit.
Pull that through there. Get the screwdriver here. Needle nose pliers. Pull on this.
God, man. I'm really putting a lot of pull on the belt to get it to skip teeth.
Yeah.
Are you using needle nose pliers to pull the belt now? Because that might be easier than...
Yep.
Okay.
Now making sure everything is up on its... Oops, this one was not.
Oh, shit. Jeez.
It keeps falling off of several spots.
The belt?
Yeah. There we go. Now a little piece of filament to cut. Cut that. And put this in there.
So that's right, that's right, that's right. That looks good. That looks good as well.
Let's see if I can use some pliers to get this to skip again. Yeah, I can't seem to get it to skip with a piece of filament in there.
Okay. It's definitely not easy. It's definitely not easy. It also looks like my measurements were way off. I thought my belt teeth were... I thought I cut these belts to be nearly the same length, but it's not looking that way.
Ooh, Shammy, thank you. Say hi back for me. Thank you. See you, John. Remove the plastic part on the belt, Steve. Remove what plastic part on the belt? I need the plastic part on the belt. I could do it on the rear. I think we get these close, and if we need more, we can get it from the back side. What do you think?
What do you mean get it from the backside?
On the back, we can undo it and pull it easier than on the
Oh,
front.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna just put the plastic piece in. I'm not liking this design for tightening the belt. Yeah, I was telling Daniel, I really think this setup is very clever. Very clever. But I was hesitant to judge it on its how practical it is. Like these printed parts, it's super sensitive to these printed parts too. This is not the tensioning system. The front steppers will tension. So we just have to get this close, and mine, honestly, I think is close enough right now. But now I've got to get these these printed parts up over the belt. And holy moly, that's tough.
Yeah, well, I think it'll be easier to get the printed parts over the belts if you cut the belts, won't it? If it's shorter?
Well, you got to get it far enough to be able to cut the belt. Otherwise, you're going to be hanging yourself trying to get it on there with less belt.
Did you cut any belt off yet or no?
I haven't cut anything.
Huh. All right, I'm going to really quickly just check my belts one last time to make sure.
Do those plastic clamps and additional belt length not reduce X travel? No, I think the idea here is there's a lot of over travel from the bed to hit your bed on this. It's not quite as, it's not the same as like a Voron that you have very little extra space around it. Ow, ow, ow. These parts were too tight. These printed parts could have, it's very sensitive to the print settings on these parts.
Yours are tighter than mine, dude. Yours are definitely tighter than mine.
I'm having a really hard time with mine. Especially since I'm pulling and my fingers are getting a little sensitive to it. Ah, 31 likes for 300 folks.
Nice.
There, that's on.
Hit the like button. Hit the like button.
I got this one on, I think, well enough.
Okay.
I got to get the other one. Hold the end in the other part of the belt with pliers, not just the end. Yeah, I got that one. It's just the printed part is too tight.
I'm just so confused. I counted the teeth, or like measured them, and the teeth are not even between these two belts. Like, I am not understanding what the hell happened. Unless, again, I've routed a belt incorrectly. That is a concern of mine. That looks good. Go straight through there, straight across, through there, through there. That looks good. Okay. This one down there.
Still got this one. I'm gonna take a.
It looks fine. I don't understand, but whatever. I guess it is what it is. So diagonal.
Maybe a small file inside the part. Yeah, the problem is I've already got them on, and all that effort to get them on, I don't want to waste.
My printer lost its baby teeth.
21 more. Jeez. This is almost unbearable. I may have to redo this side. This is...
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you right now, mine slid on with very, like way less effort than that. So if it's that bad, it almost might be worth just doing a quick reprint, and it'll be done by the time the giveaway's done, you know?
I'm gonna adjust the part. Just gonna scrape it with my blade here on the inside.
Huh. What material is your little clamps? Is that polycarbonate?
It is.
I bet you that had an effect on it. I bet you it's a scaling factor of using polycarbonate.
Our print settings.
Yeah, exactly.
Starts turning green and bursts out of his shirt. We know it was too tight. The reason you get more likes than people's watching is because people like with more than one account. Oh yeah. And really this is just fun. So this is just a fun thing. It's engagement. I don't think it's shrinking. I think it's print settings. I think over extrusion. Okay, let's see if that, let's just do a test fit here. It's better. Modbot, did you like the stream?
I did before we went live. Yep. Yeah, I saw it because there's been times where I haven't, like accidentally, I just forget. So the second I saw it, I said, "Yep, I'm doing my doing my part."
Thanks, thanks, Shammy, for the gifted memberships. It's locking now. Tighten the screws, but now it won't spin. Oh, I guess I've been working on this piece, and I've just kind of scraped on the inside with my blade here. Is this really? It's really almost 3 hours.
It's been almost 3 hours, right?
That's nuts.
It's nuts. I know.
Time goes by so fast.
Time flies when you're having fun, man. We've gone through like adventures today, though, man. We
oh yeah.
We had to grind. You used your angle grinder, you know.
We had a couple of comments earlier, like Jantech, a bit late, but man, I really like this kind of build. Two amazing creators. We've had a lot of good feedback on this setup, and we're so proud of it.
Yeah.
Having put some work into it, so we appreciate that it's being noticed.
Yeah, Steve and I like Steve's attention to detail and my whatever I contributed. But no, we put a lot of thought into it. So again,
Yeah.
we're super happy with the result. We're having a really good time, and thankful that everyone's hanging around and along for the ride.
It has been a blast. Okay, so I'm trying this again with a hopefully improved printed part there. I'm going to hold that tight. Slip this out and put the, oops, let's see if I can get at least a little better view. Oh, what did we miss? Gifted memberships. Let me catch that here in a second. There we go. Troy, thanks for the gifted memberships. Last 5. We only have 5 more. That's amazing.
Yeah, that's incredible.
So this machine, it's tactical silliness in the pursuit of excellence. That's a really good description, I think.
Wait, what was that again?
They said tactical silliness in the pursuit of excellence.
Wait, what is that? This stream or this printer?
The printer, the machine.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have no problems hitting 300. Awesome. I can't wait for Steve's honest thoughts on this printer after it's all built. I have a V-Core 3.1 now, but want a smaller printer. Toss up between this and a V0. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's tensioned about the same on either side. Let's see if my efforts... Nathan, thanks for the gift of memberships. Let's see if my efforts here resulted in this being any easier. Not much, but a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Why is this belt at an angle?
There we go. Okay, both of them are on. My fingernails might be a little worse for wear, but it's done. And 300. Woohoo!
I am confused.
What's up?
One of my belts, I think I fixed it. It was weird. Just one of my belts on the outside was at like not a 45 degree, but it certainly wasn't, you know, like perfectly. I think it might have just been that it was on the lip of the motor.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So all of my belts are riding in the bearings. It looks like reasonably well. How about you?
Yeah, I checked to make sure, like, if I pull the belts, that it's moving correctly, you know, like a Corex should, to make sure I didn't do anything funky. We're going forward, backwards, left, right, and then diagonal and diagonal. So, yeah, it's looking good.
Jarrett,
Damn.
thanks for being a member. Jantech, love that all these nice people are giving away memberships instead of just donating. I absolutely agree. I think gifting memberships is the best thing that YouTube has done for streaming. Because it provides something to multiple people, right? Viewers get something out of it. Still there?
Me?
Okay. It got really quiet in my ear there for a second. And
Yeah,
I'm not used to you not making noise.
Yeah, my belt, man. Watch, let me show you what I'm talking about. Because it's happening again. I thought that it was just gonna correct, but I'm trying to think what's the best angle to show this.
You got control?
Yeah, let's see. Wrong way. Boop. Okay, so this belt, which I don't know how well it'll show up on here. No, it won't show that well. But it's sort of kinked. It's kinked at an angle, and I can't figure out why. Like
the belt on the side?
Yeah.
-2. That'll go away when we tighten them.
Okay, cool.
I think that'll go away when we tension it.
Okay, the other side isn't, and that's why it was throwing me off. Like
same here.
Okay, all right, cool. All right.
I think that'll all go away when we tension it. And we still really need to line up the pulleys to make sure everything is in line. And that's might not be something that's too bad to do right now, or very close. Yeah, thanks, Brian. On Twitch, they have smoke cannon on 300 likes. You need one. Dunes, thanks for being a member. Please see building such complex project. Yeah. And what's Charlie doing? Oh yeah, Charlie is just chilling. Charlie's chilling. Okay, we have 15 minutes until the giveaway. So what I want to do, at least to start, is I want to, here, let's see if we can get this view. Maybe. I want to make sure that the pulleys are lined on the steppers are lined up correctly with the belt path. So
are you just going to loosen them and then basically move the belt back and forth?
Well, on the back, we can sight. You can do it by sight. Here, let me see if I can get in here. If you sight down the back, you see that? You should be able to line it up with this idler to the side. So just make sure that the pulley is centered there and it'll be good. So we'll do that on both sides on the rear.
Okay.
And that'll take care of the back. So you just get in here and loosen these just a little bit. Make sure which side is the flat? Do any of these have a flat? Or all these round steppers? I think they're all round. So then just kind of tweak that until they are
centered.
Should be able to sight down that.
Yeah, mine needed to drop on one side.
Mine had to go up on the right side. Yeah, Simon has a video on how to sync up the whole all-wheel drive system. And I think the left side looks pretty good on mine.
Oh no, mine's off. Both of mine are off.
Both of yours were off?
Oh yeah, the other side's even, it needs to go up higher. Yeah, they're definitely off.
The rears will be loosened again to sync, so don't tighten the rears down totally.
Oh, okay. The ones that we're messing with right now.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I'm hearing, and it makes sense because those are the easiest ones to get to. The fronts you can get to okay, but I think you can get to the rear ones a little easier. I'm just looking at the belt. I mean the pulley height. Making sure the front ones are a whole lot more difficult to gauge. We'll have to tension everything and then move the belts and see if they're rubbing on one side or the other.
Okay.
When do we get Charlie treat time? We got Charlie treat time. We will get 2 Charlie treat times because he deserves it.
I agree.
And we'll do it right after the giveaway. See, I can say treat as much as I want, and he's not waking up.
Is that normal or that's not normal?
No, he doesn't know the word treat. He
Gotcha.
knows the sound of the bag.
Okay, yeah. We say that word. I mean, we've got dogs, but we say that word and it's like all hell breaks loose. Yeah, like you can't say that word or like cookie or any word, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if tensioning is gonna straighten out that belt. I don't know why it's at an angle, man. But like I'm pulling, like just for fun, I'm pulling on that front left stepper, and it's still kinked.
We'll see. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think it should.
Well, I'll tell you what. The fact that yours is slightly kinked at the exact same place makes me feel a hell of a lot better, because it makes me think that maybe it's not, not some sort of off thing. Like it just sort of comes out at a slight angle. I mean, it's not, it's not like it's laying flat, but it's still a little bit odd to me.
Yeah. These are we did all the belts with the tensioners in the full loose position.
Yep, full loose, both of them.
Yep, they're fully loosened. Okay. Before we tension, we need to set up these front assemblies. Did we find instructions specifically on that?
I have a quick question for you, Steve.
Yeah.
Regarding belt tension, the reason why you generally want the exact same amount of teeth is strictly for the sake of making tensioning a bit easier, right? That's really the only reason.
So for me, if you have an odd number of teeth on the belts, then your ending position on your tension is going to be drastically different.
Yeah.
I want it to be as close as possible. You might end up with one side at full tight and the other side somewhere in the middle in order to get tension. And
but
it'll
again,
function fine.
Yeah,
but
it's intended to be, it's for simplicity, like to have some uniformity. Like performance-wise, as long as you have the exact same amount of tension, whether you've got all the way or half the way, in theory, it shouldn't really make a difference in performance. It's strictly for...
At the very minute detail, it's changing your belt path length. So there could be, at the very unnoticeable technical difference.
It's debatable. But it's
exactly,
debatable, right?
Exactly.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
I just want to make sure, like,
In
I was
practical sense, it'll be fine.
Okay, cool. I figured as much, but it wasn't until, again, boron stuff that people were so like, oh no, like the teeth need to be exact, and I get it. I get that it's, again, an easier, if you're tensioning things, to be like pull it exactly 3 teeth far and you know that they're the exact same. But in theory, if you're measuring belt tension to use to like an app, like testing frequency, as long as they align in the end, then you should be good to go. Yeah, cool. Okay.
Yeah. And it all depends also on how much range you have in that tension adjustment and stuff. So
cool.
We are, I think, where is it? On the front idlers. Where was that? Y gantry rails. No. Where did we find that front?
The picture?
Belt routing and tensioning. Do we go down here? No.
No, it was further back.
It was further back?
Yeah, it was on rear motor mounts. No.
Motor mounts and integrated hinges.
Yeah,
This is it.
Yeah, that's
okay.
it. Yep.
Motor mounts and integrated hinges. It does have an impact on input shaper. The belt resonant differs, and thus input shaper results will be screwed, kind of. Yeah, so as close as you can get them, it's better.
Sure.
But that's a good point on the input shaping. How much filament was used in total to print all the parts for the VZBot? Looks like quite a few printed components. I think about 1.5 kilograms.
Oh, we weighed them. Yeah. We weighed them. So it's a lot of parts, especially because it has the like static cooling and the filter thing in the back. Like that really adds a lot of it. The actual printed parts for the main assembly aren't that substantial. It's a lot of CNC parts.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to assemble or do this assembly, which is the other part of the tensioning system. So in order to do that, we're going to need some of the little narrow panel pieces in the front, some pins, and some long grub screws and some other fasteners. So let's collect parts, and then we'll do the filament giveaway, and then we'll work on this. So I think collecting parts, I can just shift this off to the back, and I can start putting parts here. So I need to find my the panel pieces first, I guess.
I'm gonna refresh this.
1, 2, there we go. I think it's these two, right? These two?
Yeah. The long narrow ones. I'm gonna peel
5
off
minutes,
the
better
covers.
enter now. Yep. So we are doing Polymaker filament giveaway in 6 minutes or so, depending on how long I count, how many times I have to count down from 3.
How many Steve Mississippis it takes? All right.
We have a couple of hinge parts here. And
Yeah,
then
the one thing that's weird to me, Steve, is when I'm clicking on, maybe if I click on this bolt right here, let's see. So you right clicked and then you said click model, explore model, or yeah, model browser.
Do you want me to give you the screen?
No, I've got it. The M4 10 millimeter is what we need for the ones that are going into the frame.
Or the M4x10, yep.
Yep, and then hammerhead nuts. I'm placing these M410s and T-nuts into the printed parts right now, even though I know we're installing it after.
M410s, oh, okay. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so we have some printed parts, and then we have a lower, if we go to the model, the only thing that holds this on the bottom is this guy here, right?
What? I don't see.
There. This guy here.
Oh, snap. Gotcha. That's what holds this little acrylic piece in place?
Yeah, and what is that piece? What does it actually look like? It's a printed part in here. I don't think it's this big guy. I have no idea what that is.
We need M412s, and I'm out of them, but I've got some spares.
We need M412s for where?
For the screw that goes in above the tensioning knob is an M412.
Oh, this guy here?
Yes. Yep, that's an M412.
M412. I have socket heads. I have no more button heads.
Yeah, exactly. I have socket heads as well.
Do you have button heads in your kit?
Not in my kit, in my Amazon order.
Oh, that's not there yet?
No, I have it. I'm good.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying, like, I'm sorry. I meant, like, I have them here from the Amazon order I placed previously in anticipation of this.
Record Steve Mississippi counts as 7. What do we got? We got 3 more minutes. And what other printed pieces do I need to find?
Hey, Steve, what goes inside of the the knobs, like hardware-wise? It's an M4
It's
nut?
an M4 hex nut.
Okay. And that's it? That's the only hardware that goes inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not seeing the lower mount.
I haven't looked yet. I'll check in a second for that panel piece.
I'm not seeing them, but
I mean, you could
that's
use
okay.
tape for it now if you had to, right?
Huh?
You could just put a piece of tape from the acrylic to the frame if you had to. It's a lot. It's a less of a concern than having to file the M36s down to M35s.
Yes. Okay, we have 2 more minutes, so I guess I'll get some fasteners prepped here. So M4 by 10 button heads. So we got an M4 by 10 button head in here. This is kind of an indication that maybe a little over extrusion on these parts because this isn't just sliding in. How old is Charlie? Charlie is a little over 16.
Let's see. Let's see if I have that panel piece. I think I do. Yeah, I do have them. The trim, it's like a trim cover.
The what?
That piece on the bottom looks like just one of the trim covers.
I know, but I'm not seeing the exact piece. I'll have to look again. Yeah, I feel like these were just over extruded. Nice.
Do we know? It doesn't show the hardware that goes inside of the trim covers, but I'm assuming it's probably the same thing we've been using, which is like an M4 by 8 or M4.
Inside the...
For the trim cover on the bottom that goes through the acrylic and the... I'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
I'll get the acrylic on. No.
1 o'clock. It's giveaway time. Are we ready? And where can I order for Greece a 350 millimeter frame for Voron? You'd want to check if you go to docs.ldomotors.com, there's a distributor list and look for your closest distributor. If there isn't one, then shoot a message on the LDO Discord. If you need a link to that, I think it's on the Docs site. Okay, giveaway time. Let me move this slightly out of the way. Charlie is up and around, so we don't get to see excited Charlie, but that's okay. Wheel and names.
What did we end up at for the likes before?
How many likes are we at?
317 it shows on my end.
Nice.
That's awesome, because it seemed like a stretch goal when we said it earlier, you know, but that's incredible.
How much the complete bomb costs except for the printed part costs? These kits are what, about $1,500 shipped? Because it's a couple $100 in shipping to the US anyway.
I want to say it's $1,400 without shipping, but I can verify right now. 1 sec.
Giveaway time. Okay. Giveaway time. Polymaker filament. If you're in the US or Canada, then you get a couple of coupons. One's a $35 coupon to the Polymaker store, and the other one is for free shipping. If you're outside the US and Canada, then you get to pick from a list of filament to get shipped to you. The way I do this is if I haven't had a new entry to the form within 3 seconds, then that's when I close it. So you have just 3 more seconds, realistically about 10 to 15 seconds.
Steve, you were correct. Steve, just sorry to verify. It was $1,260 plus $250 shipping. So basically, $1,500 that's shipped.
Yeah. So the link is in the description or the pinned post. We are at a certain number of responses. So 3. Oh, there's a new one. 3, 2, 1.5. Okay, that's good. We're good. We're 369 responses. And stop it there.
Nice.
Okay, let's create that. And who do we got? Tuxedo is almost always the very first entry. Good job. You managed? Giveaway time. Oops, I just over-scrolled. Sanity, you were the last entry.
Who was?
Oh,
Insanity.
Sanity, yeah. Okay, let me paste these over here. Charlie's back for the draw. Yeah, he's gonna sit over there and do his thing. I'm in. I don't know. If you didn't get in the last few seconds, then not. I can't add you. I can't add you. It's been around the whole thing.
3 hours. It's been 3 hours.
Yep. So okay. What should we shuffle between? As I ask you, as you get a mouthful of food.
Man. Okay. Today's the shuffle between 8 and 20.
8 and 20. 8 and 20. Perfect. What are we? Number between 8 and 20 for shuffle. 1,300 and 400 for my printer. Yep, there will be another one next week. There will be another one. There will be another one on Wednesday. Daniel gives away his full of filament every
Wednesday.
Every Wednesday. So, okay, 8 and 20. I'm seeing lots of 13s, but we always pick 13s if you see 13. I saw 16s. Let's go 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and spin.
I was laughing because I remembered on my stream when I asked them to pick a number and I just counted right past it on Wednesday. I got too excited.
Oh, I did that last week too.
Yeah.
Charlie can't look too excited. Who do we got? Who do we got? Blake. Congratulations, Blake. Say something in chat. You got 2 minutes. Congratulations. Now you have 2 minutes. Congratulations, Blake. Are you around? Tag me, or at least say something. People will see it. That's not my name. Are you here, Blake?
I got a party hat on for Blake.
Party hat for Blake. Awesome. Blake Sullivan. He is sleeping.
Come on, Blake.
Charlie treat time. After this, Charlie treat time. Blake, you got 1.5 minutes. Must be here to win, otherwise you join the Polar Ted Club.
That'd be fun to have like the Jeopardy music while you're waiting for, waiting for the claim.
There will be another chance next week and on Wednesday, now loading channel.
Yep.
So
thank you, Tuxedo.
I can't add you at this point. So let's not continue and chat with that.
When we did the celebration stream months and months ago, they don't sell party hats in like 1s or 2s, so I have a supply of party hats and balloons. So I figured this was as good of a time as any to bust out one of them.
Nice.
It's pretty big though, a little bit bigger to be a dunce cap, I think.
Blake, you got 30 seconds. I'm gonna add a Polar Ted Club.
Come on, Blake. Blake is making a $30 sandwich. Oh no! Oh no!
20 seconds. Oh, I don't even have the taco hat in here. It's in the other room.
No. Bring it for Wednesday's stream. Go wait for the winner.
Okay. What do we got? Number between 1 and 5. Number between 1 and 5 to re-roll. Number between 1 and 5.
I say
Keep
5
keep those engagement numbers up. New member to the Polar Ted Club, Blake Sullivan.
Everybody put 5 for M3x5 washer screws.
In 3x5 ultra low head, ultra low profile head.
Super maximum flatness.
I gotta go with the 5. 1,
Right.
2, 3, 4, 5. Spin.
God, I love Charlie's eyes in the picture. It looks so great. It's
If
a
you look in
really
the-
solid image.
Yeah. Okay, who do we got? Who do we got? Zarp! Zarp, I recognize that name. Are you here? Are you here, Zarp?
Zarp, Zarp, Zarp.
You have 2 minutes. Congratulations, Zarp. Are you here? We're only allowed one new inductee to the Polar Ted Club per stream, so there you are.
Oh, Zarp's here. Yeah.
There you are. Congratulations, Zarp. Zarp, your name doesn't match. Zarp, your name doesn't match. Let's see what this looks like.
Wait, doesn't it? Zarp be? Oh, it doesn't match.
Is this the Zarp we're thinking of?
There's Zarpy J, and then there's Zarp JJ in chat. Different.
Okay.
Zarp. Wait, how do you grab your entries? Are these manual entries, or are they pulled from like their YouTube
They're pulled
names?
from they're manual entries.
Gotcha.
Zarp, are you on my Discord? Are you on my Discord? I know it's a typo. Shoot me your email address on Discord. If it matches, we're good.
Yeah, I was gonna say how many. There's only so many Zarps in a stream.
It's not a duplicate entry. So I search for things close. So it's a single entry. If it was a duplicate entry, I would have nixed it. But
Here, Doug says first 3 of social.
no, just the email. If the email matches what was put in here, then we're good. So shoot me a message. Let me see.
Oh, Scott stopped in Edge of 3D. He's traveling to Shenzhen, I think.
Yes. Scott's here? Awesome.
Yeah.
Between flights.
That's awesome.
Have a good trip. Can you share what the primary purpose of the trip is? If you can't, that's fine.
I feel like it's secret. I don't really see what it said it, because I was wondering the same thing when he posted. I'm like, there's no info.
Yeah, Zarp, that's a good idea. Put just the first 3 letters of your email. Just the first 3. Not the whole thing. Let's see. Or did you send it to me? I don't see you sending it, but if you put the first 3. Yep, okay, we're good. We're good, that matches. If there were multiple similar entries, I would have nixed it, but Zarp is a longtime viewer. Zarp is, congratulations. Okay, are you still there? I don't hear you. Did I go quiet? Did I go quiet? Maybe my AirPods died. Let's see. Are you there? Can everybody hear me? I'm okay. Daniel's gone silent. Did your lav die?
So I'm gonna sound like I'm underwater again. Somehow the receiver's dead.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Which is odd considering it was been on the charger all night. You know what? It has a USB-C port. Let me see if I can actively charge it. Let me see. Give me a second.
I've tried that. It makes it sound god awful. But it depends on what you have the DJI, right?
Yeah.
It might be different.
Okay, let me try it just for fun because I don't really have any other ideas right this second.
That's fine.
Let's see.
Anyway, while you figure that out, let's give Charlie some treats. Oops. And oops. Here we go. Let's give Charlie some treats. While you figure that out. Awesome. Okay, you ready? Keep an eye on Charlie. He really gets up for this. Do you need more info from? No, you're good, Zarp. You're good. Nope, way over here, Charlie. There's a realization delay. Right here. Right here.
Oh, shit.
Nope. There you go. And one more.
You can hear me, right, Steve?
I can.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like crap, I'm sure, but...
I mean, it's the AirPods mics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me wash my fingers.
See if this works.
Awesome. Okay. Let's go here. Oops. Here.
Okay. It is plugged in. Let me see. Let me try to switch back.
Okay.
Microphone.
Mod gnome.
Okay, let me know. Can you hear me now?
I can.
Okay.
It actually sounds
Let's
reasonable.
Yeah?
Sounds good to me.
Sick. I basically just plugged in an AC charger into the wall. Originally, I was going to try to charge it from the computer itself that it's plugged into, but I feel like that might create a feedback loop. So
yeah.
I plugged AC into wall. How do I, Daniel? Let me know chat. That's so funny. I had no idea I was muted. I was talking the whole time about like Scott and his trip and then like all sorts of crap. And I was like, huh, I guess like, you know, Steve's busy. I get it.
With all that, I missed if Scott responded to my question on his trip.
He's
on
awesome. Well, that's good to know that I can hardwire it in. That's sick. I love that because I have the second mic. So if the mic dies, I can swap that and just keep the receiver charging. Sick.
Nice.
I love it. All right. This is good news.
I was just shopping by between flights. Yeah, I didn't get anything else there. Have a good trip, Scott, if you're still around. That sounds like a freaking blast.
Yeah. I'm curious to hear more about... He didn't post anything, right? About, like, details, none of that?
I didn't see anything.
Yeah. He said he was going to document it, so I imagine when he can share, he will, you know, type thing.
Yeah. How did you like my stealth burner adapter for the VZBot? I know it's a heavy chungus, but I wanted to try it out for fun. I didn't look at it in detail. I mean, if it's something that gets you to experiment and play with a different thing, then awesome. Gentech is saying, I'm just wondering how complete is the VZBot Mellow Kit? I'm asking because I recently received a rat rig kit and it's a bit incomplete regarding wiring and electronics panel. I think the areas that we're going to see the most need for supplementing the kit is in the electronics and wiring.
Yep.
As far as the main functional mechanical bits of the kit, we're seeing a few missing fasteners, but not to a large degree yet, but we're not through the whole build. We did have some critical fasteners that we had to modify today that were missing, but that's been, Mellow has already been notified on that.
Yeah.
So, Jay, thanks for the gifted memberships.
I feel like by the time we get through this build, if they take all the feedback and the whoopsies we ran into, then they'll be in a really good place.
Yeah.
You know?
Giveaway hasn't happened yet. Are you a little behind there, Thunder Keys? We just did it. I think you're probably not up to current, not live. Probably a little bit behind. So, giveaway is done. Okay. We are on these panel pieces and the front pieces, and we need some M4x12s, right?
Yeah, M4x12s are for the one that the nut that's inside of the printed part.
And it goes up here, it looks like. That's why these build streams are so important. You guys are like the beta test team. You know, no matter how far, I mean, I've found this out in Voron and stuff, no matter how much you think you're prepared, when you're putting a kit together, and one of these printer kits is so complex and so easy to miss the little things. No matter how close you are to thinking you have it all done, there's something someone's gonna find that's off or wrong.
Hey, Steve, I goofed.
What?
If you preloaded your hammerhead nuts, take them off.
I didn't.
Okay,
Because it
good.
has to go through the panel.
I didn't see that till right this second. I was like, oh.
I didn't think about that until you just said it.
Yeah. Yeah. So whoopsies. Luckily, it's not that big of a deal, but.
Depends on how much experience you have building. Yeah. Just finished mechanical assembly of my V-core. Now it comes to the wiring. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So these are all going to go around. We need other fasteners, but let me bring the printer back up here.
You need to, Steve, preload a T-nut into that bottom corner piece, man. Or a hammerhead nut. That bottom piece, because there's a hole for it. It's going to be the same scenario where you can't just drop the T-nut in after with that bottom black piece down there.
I bet you this will flex enough to sneak it in there.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You probably got enough distance.
What is your experience with the pre-lubed honey badger rails? Do you clean and lube them still or just run them? I just run them, but I wipe all that extra gunk out of the hole that they use to lube them up. Okay, I think this is going to be the better view here. So we're working on the front. Are these symmetric? These pieces go, let's find out. 3 and here, this part. Let's isolate the panel. So that is the slotted hole here. So this is going to go like this. This is going to go like this. And this one's going to go like this.
There's plenty of flex. I'm not even installing mine right now. And also, because the corner extrusions are vertical, you can just drop it in if you had to.
Yeah.
So.
Lupa is asking if we've worked with cyborg kits. I have not, but you have.
Yeah. I think that they're a good value, a really good value, and also that the team is really active in terms of hearing and quickly applying feedback. So I think that unless you want a really specific config and mods and stuff already with it, like it's a solid option. I mean, again, I've got the experience with the V0. I'm like maybe halfway through the Trident build, but so far the only issues I really had was with the extrusions, and it wasn't that big of a deal. Other than that, it's been pretty smooth. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'm really happy with my V0.2. I mentioned earlier, the hot end and the fans weren't great, but I had known that going in. And it seems like they're working on providing like a V6 at some point instead of it. That might be not great for high flow, but at least you'll have something that you can get up and printing with, and if you decide you want to upgrade later on, you can. So, yeah.
See you, Marcel. And thanks, nice. Is the kit provided with CAN bus board? No, it's all individual wires going to the tool head.
Yeah, I would love to do CAN bus at some point, but my concern with CAN bus in this is if it's going to be fully enclosed and like there is a plan of doing some higher temp printing. CAN bus boards don't do that well with high heat, from what I've seen. Like I've seen a lot of people recommend adding cooling fans to, which I haven't had to do yet, but I imagine if you're doing heavy amounts of preheating, and if you do end up water cooling it, then that's something to consider.
Yeah. Okay. So this is going to go here, and then I think we can put this through here, right?
Yeah.
And then the T-nuts on the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you use CAN bus without a Raspberry Pi? In our current scenario, you can use CAN bus with the rep firmware. But I think in general, with the Clipper stuff, you need a Raspberry Pi or equivalent. Hey, Lutian.
Nice. Are you saying that you already run yours with a fan? I know I've heard it recommended a lot. I haven't had any like obvious heating issues yet with CAN bus. You're not running fans on any of yours, are you, Steve?
No. Before we put this on, we need to grab those little grub screws, I think. So they're M4 by 30 grub screws. And I think a little bit
before?
Huh?
Wait, why before?
Because then we want to put these in with some Loctite.
Gotcha, you don't want to get on the acrylic.
And then we can just, yeah.
Damn it! I already put mine on. I'll take it off. You're probably right. I have concerns that the Loctite might have some sort of negative impact on the acrylic if we do it after.
Just a little bit of Loctite there on this. So these are an M4 by 30 grub screw that goes into the machine printed part here that is used to pull on the stepper for belt tension. It is a blind hole, so this can be tightened. So just a little snug into that part, and it's not going to drive into the stepper. And we'll do that on both sides. Just a little bit of Loctite, just to keep it from spinning when we're doing any belt tension adjustment. It's both of those. Can you briefly comment on the Voron roadmap? Will be next generation coming soon? I will say that there's going to be updates. I have no idea if they're coming soon. I guess soon is relative.
It's true. That is very true.
Okay, so now this will slide in over that
Grub screw.
And then this is a tight fit. Oop, that goes in there. And then this top one tightens down into that nut that was pre-inserted in that printed part.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, this, hopefully all this is correct.
Oops.
It seems to be okay.
There we go. Yeah. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Goes there.
Oh, nothing.
This seems to be straight up and down here. The root of all problems, including dental. Yes. What problems did Modbot encounter with the cyborg extrusions? Oh, the little remnants of machining. Machining remnants.
It was where they punched the holes out for the blind joints. There was still some of the aluminum, like they didn't eject the aluminum that was in there. So when I was trying to tighten a few of them, I had issues tightening them, but I didn't realize it's because I was basically battling against a thin piece of aluminum. So there was, I think out of all the extrusions, only 2 of them had it, but it was just, I let them know, and they said that they would make sure they double check that moving forward. So hopefully it's just, you know, not an issue anymore, but it was an issue for me. You know.
Oh, Jantech, was that you I saw a picture of with Max from Drop Effect and John at Proper Printing? I think I saw that on Twitter. Have to go. See you, Andres.
I have to go. Bye, Steve. Bye. Yeah, thanks for hanging out. We'll be continuing on Wednesday, noon Pacific Standard Time, over on the Modbot Army channel.
Yep. Yes, that was me. Awesome. Okay. So that's there. Now I can do the peel on the other side. And then this piece will go on here. And 3 T-nuts.
It's really starting to come together, man. Like, it's cool seeing the belts on and, you know, these little front cover pieces.
Yeah, for sure. Goes there. Those slide into there.
Yeah.
You got to get everything lined up just right for things to fall into place.
Yeah. I noticed that the corner cover pieces are M3, so you'll need M3 T-nuts when you do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing them now either, but I will probably, I might do it even, you know, tonight or before the next stream, just to secure these front panels in place.
So they don't accidentally get caught and snap.
Exactly. Yeah. Knowing me, like, yeah, I'll like trip and I'll grab the corner of this to catch my fall.
Okay. So those are done. Now there's little printed printed knobs that go on here, and that's where we do the adjustment. So for that to work, we need M4 hex nuts that go down inside of this piece. So maybe a M4 screw to push this down into there. And actually, it's a somewhat loose fit. So
oh yeah, mine's real loose.
I think I'm gonna have to just kind of hold it in place and then tighten it. Yeah, just like that. And then that should be right there. We'll do that on both sides.
Oh shit! I dropped my nut. I thought I had it. Thought I had it spinning.
Oops. This goes over here.
You know what? I think that if you put those little spacers in, won't that hold it in place? Maybe that's what they're for. Those little orange, or the little pieces, the round pieces that go in.
Yeah, those kind of mine look to be a reasonable press fit. They're gonna stay in place.
Oh really?
So it's just a little printed piece to go in here, and yeah, mine are a good press fit. There we go.
Wonder if I should reprint mine out then, or what the?
Yeah, good.
You could scale them up a little bit if I have to, you know.
Yep. Yeah, Daniels were loose. They fall right out though. So it's all very, very dependent on print settings. Steve, Daniel, how are you measuring the tension, feel, or frequency? That's a great question.
Right? I'm pretty sure that's how Vez shows it, is with frequency. But
we'll try to follow Vez's recommendations. So if it's frequency, then we'll go with it.
Yeah.
I really like that green. Thanks. I wanted something not neon green was my goal here. Okay, install the caps first, makes it easier. Oh, to hold the nut in for sure.
Yeah, if they were press fit like they're supposed to be, then it would. But mine is not much easier with this thing. I've hold it in place.
See you, Steve. Have a good one. Where are we at? 1:30. What I think we should do is get this together. Maybe we can put our cross braces in on the front, which I actually intended to do before I put these pieces on. Maybe we can put these cross braces in and the handles on, and then call it. And then next stream, we'll spend some good quality time on tensioning and aligning the all-wheel drive belt system.
And then doing
that's a whole little section of making sure, and finish up the tool head. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like a solid plan to me. I like it.
Because there's a whole method that I'd really like to watch Vez's video again on. Yeah, tensioning. Aligning or syncing the steppers, the all-wheel drive steppers.
Yep. No, I like it.
So,
sounds like a great idea.
Let's get the frame braces in and the handles on, because why not?
Yep.
And
sounds like a good plan. Yep, I like it.
So I've got handle. Loving this Lurge 9 V3. Only thing it's probe, no probe, it's all firmware. Cross brace.
I don't know what parts, you know, it probably says in the instructions, but I'm not entirely sure what size bolt we want for the cross braces. And also, do you want to use hammerheads or do you want to use the spring?
I'm going to throw some spring nuts in there since we have them.
Yeah.
And then probably make sure that the logos read correctly on these.
Oh yeah, come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, does Mellow Kit come with 2804 LDOs or the 2504s? These are the superpowers, so the 2804s. Yeah, they're the superpowers. Superpowers at all four corners.
I'm excited. I haven't used them before.
I have them on my 250 Trident.
Yeah, didn't you say though that was just a recent build though? So like you haven't had much time with them, have you?
Well,
Yeah.
that printer, I put the superpowers on there. I'm getting a weird print artifact, but I'm going to be swapping out the controller with the new LDO controller to test it.
Sick.
That's not released yet.
Yeah.
But it has 5160s, so I'll be able to properly drive them with 48 volts.
Sick. Yeah, that's the one that shows the drivers are built in.
Hey, the Cinzia. 2804 makes motor sync a lot easier. Yeah, there's no flat spots on these steppers. That's the big thing is they don't have a ground flat in them.
Dude, I'm having a hell of a time trying to get these roll-ins or these. Did you already get yours in, or you haven't preloaded them yet?
I haven't even started.
Okay, good.
I think they're probably M4x10s. Hold all these in. Is that my guess? You're having a hard time getting them in?
Yeah, I can't get them. I tried with the screw, like to sort of go at an angle and then twist it, but I'm still having a hell of a time.
Really?
I'm sure it's a me thing.
No.
Yeah, these do not want to.
These were tight. I got one in. It was very tight.
Using a flathead, or what are you using to help push them in?
I used just another hex driver, a bigger. It's a 3mm. I wish I would have.
Dude, I'm going, Steve. I'm going hammerheads, man.
You're going hammerheads?
Yeah, okay. I don't want to scratch the crap out of this frame. I'm already like seeing a little bit of scratching happening. It's not that big of a deal to me.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why, but it's just they're not going in smoothly here, so it's all good. And you said you think M410s probably? I think that's probably a safe assumption.
Okay.
Yeah, that looks about right.
I got mine in. So M410s.
Dutch had the same issue.
Had the same issue, yep. And then just getting these fasteners in here. Oh. Bye-bye, fastener. There you are. Found it.
It's gonna look good when it has these little. I know the handles and like the braces are just kind of a small detail, but it's very much so like the VZ style. So I'm excited. It'll kind of pull the machine together look-wise.
Right. And just making sure we have these all lined up. All the spots.
Oops. There we go.
There's one in.
Okay, I'm doing my first one. You just kind of push it downwards towards the corner.
What's that?
You just do your best to sort of push it downwards or like directly, like trying, like towards the corner to.
Yeah. Yeah, just kind of, you should be able to kind of figure where it lines up, where it's flush with both sides. To be honest, the motors with no flat sides on the shaft gives me a bit of uncomfort with the Excels. Yeah. The grub screws do a good job of holding things in place, though. Especially if you tighten them well with Loctite.
Alright. Yeah, I'm just kind of pushing where the logo's at towards the corner, and that seems to help it find its place.
Got mine in. And then we got handles on top.
Nice. Your handles, oh yeah, yours is black, huh? Both the cross beams and handles, or your handles colored?
Both.
Both black? Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's interesting. So, I don't know what fastener do they use in the instructions? Show all objects. Ah, there we are. What is that? Oh, it doesn't say. Let's go here and here.
You don't think it's the same?
It's an M4 by 10. It says it's an M4 by 10 socket head. It needs to be a socket head, but I am out of M4 by 10 socket heads, so I can't put my handles on.
Wait, what did you use them for? The bed?
Yeah, and that's when we ran out of them on the bed, so I need to buy some actual M4 by 10s. Because if you look here, the hole in the printed part is too small for a button head.
Yep.
So I'll need to use socket heads, and I'll have to do that later.
Okay.
So that's okay. I just won't put the handles on. I put the braces on.
The drop-in T-nuts work better on the top frame for some reason, so which I'm happy about, because if this is the thing that I'm going to be lifting the printer from, I'd rather than be locked in than accidentally spinning, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I'm going to drill it out. I need to buy some socket head fasteners anyway, so I'll just wait. And there's not a lot of material around there before it'll start getting thin.
Wait, let me see here. I'm trying to see what direction. Okay, I was doing it wrong. The handles, the VZ logo is supposed to go outwards.
Well, and it's offset too. It's offset to give room for the panel.
Oh, yep. So it wouldn't have worked. I would have discovered that eventually.
Yep.
Okay.
So.
Sweet.
This is looking like a printer.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, with the belts on and the front little panels and the braces, it's definitely coming together.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot. My goal is that next Wednesday we tension, get the entire tool head basically done, and then we're going to be on electronics after that. So.
Yep.
It's exciting.
Very cool. Yeah, I like those braces in orange. I went with feet in accent color instead on mine.
My feet are also accent colors.
Oh, are they?
I got I got all the colors, man. The main things that's black on mine is the frame. So yeah, I got a lot of color.
I think Stephen Mikado is being a little optimistic. He's saying 3 streams of electronics.
From start to finish of just dedicated electronics?
Yeah.
I think that's possible, especially if each stream is 3 or 4 hours. I mean, 12 hours electronics. I think so. If not, I might go crazy.
if we do good prep, I think it might be possible.
Yeah, but I think we'll be able to do it. I mean, like basically one mounting and sort of mapping. Second, I don't know. We'll see. Is electronics also including a little bit of like firmware and calibration? Or no, we're talking
just wiring. Just wiring.
Oh, Jesus.
There's going to be a whole other stream of setting things up.
Okay.
It's possible. 3 streams might be realistic.
I think it is. I believe.
So you have terminals now.
I do.
And we have wire. But we'll need to be prepared to need extra wire.
Mm-hmm. I think I have a lot of I ordered off of AliExpress. Well, both AliExpress and locally, but I have quite a bit of PTFE wire in here. So I have plenty for all of the basic stuff. And then for the AC wire, I'm just gonna tear up, like we talked about, 1 or 2 power cables to take the wiring from there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna leave my handles loose for right now until I can get a ruler and just kind of center them exactly. So
Yep. Good call.
It's gonna drive me nuts otherwise. There's like, it's funny, some things don't, a lot of things I can let slide, but certain things like handles being offset is just gonna, I'll lose sleep over it. So
yeah.
Steve's pretty good at crimping. I'm sure that'll be me trying to catch up with you crimping, dude. Freaking crimping wizard over there. We'll see.
Did you order those new crimpers?
No, I didn't.
Because you were having trouble with your PA09s, right?
Yeah, I've been primarily, I'm gonna be using the 3220Ms for in place of that. Yeah, I need to. I think I still have the tab open. Yeah, iOS SO25s. Okay. Oh no, that was specifically for DuPont.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the other one you recommended was the ones that are like the PA09s. Yeah, the non-ratcheting ones. I think they're in my. I think I added it to my wish list possibly, but no, I haven't placed the order. They were only like 20 bucks. We saw, right?
Yeah, they're cheap.
I might end up ordering them today. Yeah, I'll probably end up ordering them. It's not too much.
Okay. Is there anything else we can get done today that makes sense? Because I think at this point we need to tension the belt, and then we can finish off the tool head. Because if we need to adjust these belt attachment points at the tool head, I don't want to have a bunch of stuff and stuff in the way.
Yeah, I agree. The reason why we didn't do feet yet, Zero, was because the panels go underneath it from what I saw, and so my concern was like having to access stuff down below if there's a panel on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, and we still need to adjust make sure that the belt alignment is correct on the Z assembly, right? Make sure that the pulley on the stepper is in the right spot.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that either. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we're gonna call it there, right? Is there anything else you want to do? Have the near 4-hour stream, not quite there, but that's good. We lost you again. I can't hear you. So that's now the lav part is dead. Let's do this.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, back baby. Got the second one.
Got the second one.
Like the Energizer Bunny, man. You can't put me down. Keep on going. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good day.
Yeah, I think so too. We kick butt. Again, originally I planned on having the whole tool head done, but there's more involved with it. And like you said, it's already really tight with even the CNC pieces. And if I'm trying to get around the Goliath and stuff, like I'd rather have that perfectly dialed in, and then we'll do that. You know.
I think you should still be coming through the correct microphone now. Yeah.
If you can hear me, that means they can hear me because you're grabbing it from the same source.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah. It's weird to me though that I had everything plugged in. Oh. I don't know. I had it plugged in all night long, so I'm surprised that mine's dying like, so far in, but the fact that I can hardwire it into the wall and I've got 2 of these makes me happy, so.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, welcome now loading G7. If you stick around, you'll have lots more chances at that filament.
This Wednesday I will use not midnight. Yeah, midday, not midnight.
Yeah, 12 midday. Yep.
Yeah, noon Pacific Standard will be continuing this Wednesday on the Modbot Army channel.
Yep.
So that's when and then Sunday. It's Wednesdays and Sundays, but so Sundays are here, Wednesdays on the Modbot Army channel, different times, and links in the description. So that way, if you just show up next Sunday, you'll wonder how come our tool heads are looking so damn good. You'll be like, wait a minute, last time I saw you guys. Yeah. So yeah.
And we've been doing pretty good about getting the schedule up right away.
Yeah, so I will since I'm scheduling this one, I'll have it posted by today. Yeah, I'll have it posted today for Wednesday. So that way, if you want to see it, you can set a reminder, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So huge thanks again to Mellow and Print 3D Shop for supplying the kits. Thanks to Polymaker for the filament giveaway. And thanks to everybody who became a member, donated memberships, super chats, all that good stuff. It really does help. be able to promote and enable my building addiction.
Yeah. Well, hell, I mean, it also, again, like, there's a lot of parts too and things that you have to source that go to the builds that it helps fund that stuff. I mean, dude, even just after last week's stream, Steve's sending me like different, spade connectors and stuff I had to order and different bolts and an extra thermistor. So it really just goes to helps us keep doing this, and coming back. So yeah, it's super appreciated.
So once again, thanks everyone. Have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Wednesday. Noon Pacific. Noon Pacific. See you then.
All right, bye,
real quick. Charlie Jane's stream will be this Saturday. So we'll have Wednesday on Modbot's channel, Saturday Charlie's Angel, and then Sunday back here for more VZBot.
I don't want to hear Sunday you're tired, Steve. I don't want to hear nothing, man.
I don't know what I'm doing on Saturday yet.
Okay, you'll figure it out.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.